now, backed by popular demand, a man who's been sniffing around the panty drawer since he could crawl. The original Wheel Burner Express, Brian Brown.
Oh, God. That is awesome. Absolutely awesome. Holy crap-a-mola. Look who the hell's in here already. You guys are killing it. What do we got going on? Let's just start right at the top tonight, boys and girls. Old school news show. Yeah, you're late. Fuck, of course I'm late. Jesus H Christ. Have I ever been on time for anything? The only thing I'm ever gonna be on time for is dinner. And even then I don't have a say in that. So dinner. Old school new depends on your definition of a minute. Well, yeah, you're right. Is this Canadian time zone? Well, Canada has 4 time zones there. Semper Tyrannis. I think we got 4. I'm in the Eastern Central, so it's I don't know what time it is here. What is it? It's 10 after 6 here, where I'm at. So, Mr. Bees, how we doing, brother? From North Carolina. Good to see you. Everything well? We are cold up here. I enjoyed my time down North Carolina last week. It was comfortable. It was nice. Had a good time, but Jesus, was it cold when I got home. So it's a wee bit chilly up here right now, man. Absolutely. Edgewood. My apologies. Edgewood. What are you guys talking about? He's not late. It's only 4 o'clock. Yeah, well, you must be about 2 hours or 2 hours behind us, man. So look at that. Yeah, we're about we're 10 after 6 here. So, who else we got running around in here? Sorry, I'm I got a new thing going on here, and I think we got who is that? TBT USA. TBT is in the house. Look at that, ladies and gentlemen.
The TBTs are in the house. Looks like the Browns have both sides of the border covered.
Here we go. TBTs are in the house. Mr. And hopefully Mrs. is around as well. Everything's good. Pneumatic Brit, how we doing, bro? Good to see you. Glad you're piping in. Lets us all know you're alive and well. Hope you're all right, Mark. Know you're working hard, buddy, and you just keep at it. You're almost there. You're in the home stretch. You are in the home stretch, my friend. Day cab. Last minute, I turned into 4 hours. Well, you know what? We're not doing that. I'm serious about the title this time, okay? Just for a couple of minutes this time. We're not going 4 hours. I got to bug out of here fairly early in the morning, so I'm not going. That's also why we're starting at 6. Usually we don't start till about 7 or 8, 7. Yeah, 7:30, 8 o'clock. But tonight we're not doing that. So we're starting it at 6. If anybody's got a lot of miles to run, don't count on me for your miles. You know, I'll get you, let's say, I'll get you 180 miles guaranteed. There's 3 hours. So I'll give you 3 hours guaranteed, 180 miles. After that, we don't know. So what else we got? Go truck yourself. How we doing, brother? Go truck yourself. Member. Mr. Bees, what's going on? Glad to see you made it home safe. Yeah, I made it home. I dragged my ass in yesterday morning. Actually, not even yesterday morning. Jesus, I ended up having to go to the yard, do a thing. I had to bobtail. I had some other shit going on. I didn't get home till yesterday afternoon. Nevada Trucking and Trails. Well, get ready for Nevada. Here we go with Nevada.
Ladies and gentlemen, Nevada Trucking and Trails is in the house. My favorite slave driver from Vegas.
There we go. We're taking shots over the bow at everybody tonight, eh? Look at that. Trucker Gal. Hi-oh. How the hell are you? We haven't seen you around, Sheila. You've been putting out videos, vlogs, but we haven't seen you, or at least I haven't seen you in many lives lately. Everything okay? Hopefully everything's okay. Exhausted. How are you? You are okay. You are exhausted. Running hard, eh? Jay Cordova Trucking, buddy. You're gonna have to wait a few minutes, but you'll see it in a minute. What we got going for you? What else we got? What else we got going on? Trucker Sheila's in the house. Nevada's in the house. TBT's here. Daycab is. Daycab. I don't know. Are you telling everybody you're awesome? Yeah, you're awesome. We know you're awesome. Everybody's doing their hellos. Dar's talking. Cordova's talking. Curtis Noble is in the house. Oh, my God. Curtis. What the hell is Curtis doing here? I don't know. But we got something for you.
Hey, look, it's Curtis, that silky skin bikini wearing John Deere riding motherfucker.
God damn, man. God damn. Nobody's safe tonight. Nobody's safe tonight, man. You don't know where, when, or how it's going to happen, but we're coming at you from all angles tonight. So, Curtis never heard that, eh? That's the first time Curtis heard that. Oh, man. TBT, you're the bomb. That's awesome, man. For the theme song and intro, made us laugh. Well, we haven't seen Mrs. TBT yet. And we haven't seen Mrs. Nevada yet. Let's wait. Nobody's off limits, boys and girls. Nobody's off limits, not with the wheel burner. I appreciate that, though. What can Brown do for you? That is awesome. That's very gracious of you guys. Thank you. Good afternoon, Mr. Misunderstood. Is it afternoon? It must be afternoon where you're at, bro. It ain't where I are. It ain't where I are. Fuck. You know, we got to cut back on the Dr. Pepper. They're octane in this shit, man. I'm just getting hammered. Absolutely hammered. You guys like that, Kyle? Nevada, you like that? That's pretty good, eh? That's Mikey Campbell. Again, you obviously you know who Mike Campbell is in Nevada. That's Campbell. We just sat there and threw all of you guys under the bus at Mike. I gave him ideas and he came up with the clips and we just downloaded them into the computer. And lucky for me, Dar did all the heavy lifting and all I got to do is push the button. As soon as I see your name come up, I've got you. So, yep, as a fat fucker. Fat trucker. Oh, sorry, fat fucker. So is everyone ready for what's coming in 18 days? What's that? The midterms, buddy? Well, the midterms are gonna make a huge impact on you guys. Obviously, you're in North Carolina. Cordova's out in Wisconsin. Nevada's out in Nevada. So yeah, I think the midterms. But don't kid yourself. As a Canadian, it is going to impact us too. As much as it pains me to say this, because we are our own country. Sorry, we are our own country. There's no way around this. Regardless, whatever happens to you guys, it is the trickle down effect, or do the pebble in the pond effect, right? Right. Throw the pebble in the pond. You guys are the pond. The pebble hits the pond. The ripples go out. Canada gets the ripples. So we are eagerly awaiting your midterms. We really are, to see what's going to go on with the midterms and with the elections. And I'm curious myself. Hold on, I got an echo around here. Yo. Somebody in the house has got their thing going here. So let's see who else we got and what's going on. Sorry, I'm trying to learn. My vision flipped, so I don't need glasses to read, but I do need glasses to see distance. But now the screen is at a mid distance here, so you need a red wave, do you? Well, I think, my friend, I think you're going to get it. I really do. Yeah, I know, Dar. I think you guys are going to get your red wave. Biden has just fucked himself. It's the same as our liberal government, right? With Trudeau. If we had midterm elections right now, or if we had any sort of elections right now, he'd get his ass handed to him. Just like I predict that Joe Biden is going to get or the Dems are going to get their asses handed to them. So, yeah, I'll be curious. I'll be waiting, just like all of you guys. It's kind of cool. You can't vote. What can't you vote because of that, Cordova? Yeah, it's a law here. Wow. So anyway, I did prepare actually a couple of things. I don't see a lot of Canadians in here, but there are a couple of things that have come up. Regarding Canadian politics and some things that have changed. And it's one is Canadian politics, and one is for the province of Alberta, which is our Canada's Texas. You can't push them around. You can't tell them what to do. They pretty much do what they want. They have all the money. They have the oil. They have the gas. They have the. But what they did do today is the premier, which would be the same as your governor, right? Your governor. So the Alberta premier, her name is Danielle Smith, and she's the Alberta premier in Canada. She is now considering back pay for all Albertans that were fined and charged for being unvaxxed as unvaxxed workers. So literally what they're saying is all the people that refuse to get the double shots, refuse to get 2 shots, all those people are now basically in line to be reimbursed for their back pay and get their jobs back. On top of that, following suit, New York State. Yeah, New York State. Sorry. I'm having trouble reading my own bloody handwriting. Finds New York employees to be rehired with back pay. New York State, anybody that was fired or let go because of, and this isn't being considered. I think this is in writing. This is what's going to happen. Anybody that was fired, let go, or anything for being unvaxxed, you guys are going to get your jobs back, and you're going to be given back pay. You're going to get money, all the money back for all the time you've lost off. Again, my mouth ain't working. I was a mess last week. When were we live last week? Wednesday or Thursday. Couldn't get the mouth working, but I was tired. I don't know what my excuse is tonight. I'm not overly tired. Not doing too bad. Okay, let's. I've also decided I'm going to try to stay on the comments a little more. You guys are pretty quick with them, but Dar says it's bullshit. Don't know what you're talking about. Mr. Beep, not even close. Okay, I'm just going to bypass because you guys are just chatting the shit out of each other. Willie's getting butt hurt. Never. Willie's getting butt hurt. Well, I have no part of that. Nothing. Wasting your time there, Shorts. Well, yeah, Shorts. We all saw that. It's entertaining, but what are you doing? It's not worth anything. There's no value to it. There's no meat to it. And to be honest with you, who fucking cares? Who cares about Willie? I don't give a fuck about Willie. I don't think Nevada gives a flying fart about Willie. And Willie's fucking Willie. Who cares about Willie? Trucking with T-Bone. He's been out in the OTJB School of Comments. He'll see this in half an hour or so. Is James live right now? I didn't even think to look before I came. I checked about half an hour ago to see if anybody else was live, and there was no. But mine was showing no. But I don't know. Don't like him. Don't watch him. Same thing. Don't care. Lady Boomer doesn't give a damn. Curtis Noble, F. Willie, and well, you don't have to say that. I'm not going to say that. If you feel that way, that's entirely up to you. Don, prove me wrong. Must have scrolled to the bottom. Dar, haha, Curtis. No one is live. Well, that's good. I didn't want to step on anybody. I kind of, Dar and I were talking about this the other day. I was live and Red Hawk was live, and I didn't know he was live. But as it turns out, he came out. He went live after I did. So whatever, it was whatever like that. But we were just talking, and I think there's got to be in this community, especially since there's a few of us now that do it. I go live. OTJB goes live. You know, Shannon Thomas goes live. TBT has actually gone live. There's Mrs. TBT's done a live. There's enough people now using the live platform that, you know, I think it's just a courtesy that if, for example, if TBT was live, I'd hold out. I'd wait. If Red Hawk is live or James is live or whatever, I would hold out. I would wait until either they were done or I would just put it off another day. You know, it's just I think myself personally, it's almost like a professional courtesy or an industry courtesy. I don't know. I don't want to step on anybody else. I'm not interested in stepping on anybody else. I'm not interested in, and I really, you know, I would appreciate it if nobody comes along and steps on me. But it does happen. Accidents do happen. Like I said, I checked half an hour ago before I came on. Half an hour before I came on. Anything could have happened within that 30 minutes, and somebody else could have been live. And there we go, right? So. You're my go-to guy, wheel burner. Well, Dottie, you know what? I appreciate that. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. That's very kind of you to say. And Dar and I spent a few hours this morning watching and listening to what you had to say. So that's all we want. That's all I'm going to say about it. And I just say that, you know, you're our girl. Go for it, man. You're doing great. Do what you got to do. Dar, I speak for Darlene. Got our support and our love. And like I said to you before, old truckers don't say goodbye. We say till next time. And you know what, babe? Till next time, all right? See you down the road, baby. Red Hawk switch channels. Yeah, I heard about that. He's now using just his he's just using his business channel, or is using his hat. Well, Dar's got it. He's using his hat channel only. Sterling Trucking Delivers is in the house. Come here for nothing but truth. Well, you know what, Sterling, don't hold me to that. Don't hold me to that. But you know what? We try our best. But as long as you're here, Sterling, why don't we just do a little?
Sterling Trucking Delivers. Unless you piss him off, then your FedEx packages, they're going to be a little late.
There you go, Sterling. Welcome to the show tonight. Glad you're here, my friend. Hopefully, what is it? Sunday. It's Sunday night, so you're probably getting up and getting ready to go to work, aren't you? ST. No, that's how I think that's how we have him listed in the thing there for me to click on. He's an STD, right? Holy shit! Well, you didn't like that? Come on, bro. That was hilarious. Chicken Hawk is in the house. Well, Chicken Hawk, it's good to see you, man.
Chicken Hawk. Chicken Hawk's in the house, baby. You better watch your step, girls, or you're gonna be the next member of the Mile High Club. That's right. AKA the pervert of the skies. Yeah. Get your shit on in the air.
There you go, for the big Chicken Hawk has entered the building. There we go, man. Rudy, my man from Belgium. How the hell are you, my friend? It's the same in Europe as well. So we are all in the same chit. Chit. What are you, from Mexico? We're in the same chit, man. What don't we in the same chit? I think Rudy means to say shit. So there we go. I'm going to assume, Chicken Hawk, you like that? You nail that one out? Check out the NFG channel on Zello. You know what? We do. I do. Day Cab, I do. I'm in there not as often as I like, but I hang out, listen, talk to Juan, talk to a bunch of you guys. I don't say a whole lot while I'm in there, but you know what? I like to listen, learn. There's always shit going on. There's always something coming out of somebody's mouth that's good to listen to. So, you know. What we got here? Whoa, Robin's in the house. Robin's in the house. I'll make you uncomfortable. What the hell's going on with you today, Robin? Hopefully you're not out shooting shit, breaking stuff. Oh, man. Sorry, I'm just playing. It's almost like I got a new toy over here with all these little clips. So yeah, I can't help myself. It's kind of, I got to kind of look at it first to get used to it here. Singletown Bachelor, hit the like button. Well, everybody hit that like button on your way in. Go on, hit it. Hit it. Yeah, T-Bone, it is. It's entertaining. It is. It's I tried my best not to take too much of what goes on in there too seriously. You know, they can get a little heated, and they do mean business when they say what they say. But for me, it's just, you know, pop in, say a quick couple of hellos, maybe whatever, and get back out. Don't cross them, though. I guarantee you that. Nomadic, at Christina Mary, UK Royalty Rocks. Yes, Nevada. You guys celebrate Halloween in Canada? Of course we do, man. Of course we do. 31st, dress up. Everybody going to get their Halloween on this year? It's been actually kind of nice for us because our kids are all grown up, so they don't do it. And our daughter Brianna, she actually enjoys sitting on the porch. She sits out on the porch with a couple of big bags of candy, or a big bowls of candy, and does the candy thing. So yeah, she enjoys that. There we go. I let the like button hit me. Yeah, you and me both, bro. Monarchy of Canada. King, Queen must be born in Canada. Don't born in the UK. Monarchy of Canada. As much as Brit wants to argue with me about this, there's no monarchy in Canada. The British monarchy has no ruling or governing body in Canada. They are on our money, unfortunately, but there is no there's no king, queen. The King of England now is not the King of Canada. He has no say in what we do. He has no say in where we go. He has no say in our politics, our lives, nothing. If the King of England knocked on my door and tried to walk in, he'd need a warrant like everyone else. So, I'm dressing up as a truck driver and heading to Memphis. Yeah, well, so Sterling, so is Nevada. Chicken up. Nope, we'll be trucking tomorrow night. Yeah, you and your friggin' 2.5-day work week. Jesus H. Christ, son. I'm so jealous. Every time I go in the NFG, it's a shit show. It's usually early in the morning, so maybe that's why. You know what? I've got this thing going in the morning with Cordova, or Cordova's got this thing going with he calls it the early bird special in the morning. And I got that going in the morning. It's just hang out with Juan first thing in the morning for, I don't know, he can go anywhere from half an hour, I think like 2 hours once, but anywhere in there. So, you know what? I hang out with Juan, and then usually, you know, by the time Cordova gets off, you know, I've got other things I got to do. I don't have time to sit around in the NFG or on YouTube or anything or talk. You know, I've got other business. I got you know, I say my good mornings. I talk to my wife. I talk to my kids. You know, I got other people phoning me. Whatever. There's business to do. I don't have time to sit in there all day. But like I said, I do pop in. Yeah, I love the lives too. Go truck yourself. Love it. I think he's on to something here. He's got himself a little niche going with this, and I like it. And I like the direction he's going. He had a bit of a speed bump last week there, and it's just my opinion. In watching him, I think he did the right thing. He shut it down. And then, you know, carried on the next fucking day, but put some guidelines in place. And it's his channel. And if I'm going to be a guest on his channel, I have to show the respect to him because it's his channel. So, you know what? I think he did the right thing. And I will abide by the rules that he lays down on his channel. And you know what? It's a good, positive place to be in the morning. Well, let's not get crazy. There's not like there's unicorns, rainbows, and fucking sunshine flying out of the man's ass. That's just not happening. But you know, for me, it's a good start to the day. Say good morning, talk to Dar. Cordova kicks in, listen to Juan, shoot the shit with him and the boys for a while, and then get on with the day. It's not a bad deal, man. It's not a bad deal at all. Day cab. I'm in Shake and Bake Ridgecrest. Day cab, that was a very respectable move on Juan's part. Not going to let that fly on his platform, but no hard feelings. You know what? Nobody should have any hard feelings. Nobody should have any hard feelings for what he did. It's his, you know what? It's his channel. It's his dollar. It's his time. It's his, you know, it's his energy. And as somebody that watches his channel and sometimes comes on, you know what? I have to respect that. So do you. So does anybody else. So yeah, good on Juan for doing that. Laid down some ground rules, and hey, you know what? I got no problem with that. Cordova loves rainbows. Well, you know what? Cordova's in for a fucking surprise. Let me tell you that. Mr. B's, TBT, what are you saying about diesel running out? TBT, Mr. B's. Anybody else in here? Their diesel's not running out. You fuck what any of you say. Diesel is not running out. I'll let that sink in for a minute and let you guys fucking get your thoughts together because you're going to argue with me and I don't care, but you're wrong. Diesel's not running out. Yes, your federal government has used some of your reserve and sold it and done some other things. But I'm telling you right now, diesel's not running out. And I'm going to ask you a couple of questions, and you guys are going to have to think about it. So put your fucking thinking caps on because you guys are going to have to think for the answer. So now I've got my vape filled. I'm just going to ask you. I'm just going to ask you guys right up front. What's coming up in November? Somebody type it up. We're going to do this old school way. So I'm going to ask the fucking questions and you guys are going to answer on the screen. What's coming up in November? My God, you guys are so fucking slow today. Yeah, Turkey Day's coming up in November, but aside from that, come on with it. You guys got your elections. That's correct. Stacey Warner gets the dollar for that one. Okay. Elections are coming up, and you got the governments are about to go to war trying to get your election, trying to get your votes. And what's one of the biggest strategies to any party? And both parties have used this strategy, and they still use it today. But what's a big strategy that they use? I'm not waiting for waiting for you guys in the goddamn comments. They use scare tactics. Okay, they use scare tactics. So what's a scare tactic? A scare tactic is something that the government, one party or the other, will put out there to cause panic or problem. And then they will offer the solution to the scare that they just put out. Okay, and that's what they've done here. I can guarantee you there's no fucking diesel shortage coming up. And anybody in here want to tell me why there's no diesel shortage coming up? Anybody else know this? Never mind the elections. They've used this as a scare tactic for you guys in your elections. Holy shit, all of a sudden, crank, there's a diesel shortage coming. And it's almost here. Oh, well, so are the elections. And what are they promising? They're going to fix the diesel shortage. How can you tell there's no diesel shortage? Hey, diesel isn't running out for the first time in 20 years. Last week I saw TA Drone dry D20. Somebody must have messed up. Well, I'm going to give you the answer here, folks. And if you're an American, you guys should know this, because here's a dumb fucking Canadian sitting up here that fucking figured it out, then did some investigating, made a couple phone calls, checked it out, and then actually it was confirmed by another YouTuber. I think Tuesday or Wednesday last week, I was watching another YouTuber. So what is it? There's no diesel shortage. And how can you tell there's no diesel shortage? Sterling, I hear you. I got scared. I'm scared of diesel prices as well. Although I run my business runs a little differently, and I don't pay for diesel the way that you guys do. I do, but I get a fuel surcharge, and I get a hefty one. So my diesel costs are substantially. My pricing for diesel is substantially less than yours. So yes, I'm scared of the price, but I'm not that scared of it. At the end of the day, what I'm trying to get here is there's no diesel shortage, and this is how you can tell. Because if there was a diesel shortage and they were saying we're running out of diesel, they'd also tell you we're running out of gas. We'd be running out of gas. Anybody want to tell me why that is? Chicken Hawk, you must know the fucking answer to this. Sterling, you must know the answer to this. Nevada, you guys should all know the answer to this. Okay? If there was a diesel shortage, that means there would be a gasoline shortage. Why? Why is that? You know what? There you go, buddy. You just got yourself the big fucking cojones right there. Diesel is a byproduct of making gas. Basically, at the end of the day, diesel is dirty gas. That it's as simple as that, guys. Diesel is a byproduct. You can't make diesel without making gas. Anybody here hearing about a fucking gas shortage? I'm not. There's no gas shortages, but there's a diesel shortage. Again, let's go back. Why is there a diesel shortage? Why? Because you got midterms coming up, and the government is saying, whoa, we got a diesel shortage. Why? To put panic. And what's happening? Poor bastards like Sterling are fucking selling their trucks because the prices of fuel are going up. And now they're saying there's going to be a diesel shortage. You guys, there's no diesel shortage. Oh, and the other, whether you like them or not, and I do like them, and I do respect them, but whether you like them or not, the other YouTuber that I saw last week, after we'd already done our checking, I think it was SoCal. SoCal put out a video or had a live or something last week that I caught. And there was he was saying the same thing. He voiced it a little differently, but at the end of the day, that's what it is. There's no diesel shortage, folks, because if there is, there'd be a gas shortage. You can't make diesel without gasoline, but you can make panic, and that's what they've done. So now that the Canadian wheel burner has solved that American crisis, let's keep going down the shit. Holy shit, Robin, I'm a dumb Canadian. I thought I was an American for 56 years. Uh-oh. You guys into it here? What's going on? Refineries are not the same plant. Oh, you guys aren't fighting, are you? Nevada's absolutely right. It's politics. It is politics. 100%. Brian, you got it, baby. You can't have one without the other. Absolutely not. Because diesel is a byproduct of gas. Sorry, I already read that one. My apologies, gentlemen, ladies. Jordan B. It's all a scare tactic, man. You're right. Jordan, you're absolutely right. And that just goes to show you what your government and what lengths your government officials are willing to go to. Right? And here's the thing that's really insulting is they think you're fucking stupid. They think they're doing this and they think that you're fucking stupid enough to believe it. How is that fucking possible? That they think do they not figure that some of you guys are going to go, wait the fucking minute, you can't make diesel without making gas. There's no diesel shortage, so there's no gas shortage, so there's no Do they really think that you're that stupid? Well, obviously they do, because they're the ones causing the panic. They really are. Diesel is a byproduct. You got it. Oh, Robin says, sorry there, Chicken Hawk. I don't know what you guys are kissing and making up about, but, work it out. Good question, we did. Whittit, good question, Whittit. Sorry, did Whittit ask a good question and I didn't get it? Why is gas $2 cheaper than diesel? You know why that is? Here's the other. Well, and in this area here, I can speak Canadian, but I would imagine it's probably the same in the United States. Do you know why diesel is cheap or is more expensive than gas now? Because I'm going to give you an example here. When I was a kid, or no, when I say a kid, I just mean like a teenager, right? Gas would have been like, let's say 85 cents a gallon. Diesel would have been 29 cents a gallon. Diesel was always cheaper, not just cheaper, but way fucking cheaper. Why is that? Again, it's a byproduct of making gas. All the expensive manufacturing goes into the gas. The diesel is the byproduct. Why now all of a sudden in the last, 8 years has diesel climbed the rank and now bypassed the price of gasoline? The answer to that is simple. And in Canada, the answer is simple. And I'm going to assume it's probably the same in the United States. It's because we need it. We need it. And they know we need it. We can't operate without it. I can't if they charge $9 a gallon for gas or for diesel, if I want to work my truck, I have no choice but to pay $9 a gallon for diesel. If it's $9 a gallon for gasoline, people will park their cars and carpool to work. Well, how many guys are going to truck pool to fucking loads across the USA and Canada? That's not going to happen. They know we absolutely have to have it, and we are at their mercy to within reason. That's why, and again, guys, on this end here, this is of no research. This is just my opinion over years of doing this and watching and learning and watching the prices of diesel in the States and Canada go up, down, certain times a year, holidays, elections, fucking seasons, cold snaps, warm snaps, whatever. This is all just my experience. But at the end of the day, it comes down to we have to have it. We can't operate without it, and they know it. So they can pretty much charge whatever they want for diesel within reason. Because like I said, you charge too much for gas in a car, they'll park their cars, or they'll all go out and start buying fucking Teslas. You charge too much for diesel, what are you going to do? Guys are either going to make a one of two choice. They're going to pay that diesel, or they're going to sell their trucks and get out. right? And then the big companies who can afford the high diesel prices, who are going to cut a deal with those diesel the fuel companies anyway. So they're paying substantially less for the diesel than, say, guys like you and me are. They're going to get those deals. They're going to benefit. Guys like us are going to get fucked. We're at the mercy. Anyway. No, we're not all dumb Canadians. Some of us are, but you know what? I don't know if you looked around the U.S. There's one or two dumb Americans too. A couple of dumb Canadians. Just Edgewood, just like there's no trucker shortage. Well, in Canada there is. Those numbers stand true. And in Canada there is a driver shortage. There's a lot of empty equipment sitting around right now with waiting for drivers to get in them. You can make panic without any diesel. Patrick, the government can make panic a lot of ways, brother. Nevada, TBT, propaganda and morons. Yeah, they pretty much go hand in hand, dude. They really do. It's politics and war. Josh Wellner. Sorry, I fucked up your name, bro. It's politics and workforce. Last winter, it was 2 weeks for me to get a delivery to heat and to get a delivery of heat and oil. Who knows what it'll be this year? So I've increased my capacity for heat and oil, so I don't have to worry. You know what, Josh? We don't have that because I'm not on heat. I'm out in the country, but I'm actually on propane. So I don't so much worry about that right now. Heating oils and everything are a little different than propane. There's no shortage of propane right now, so we can fill our tanks. But just to be safe, my house has we have a generator built into the house that is wired into our electrical panel downstairs. So if by any chance we do lose power in the middle of winter, we throw a switch, generator comes on, and we've got power. So if you own a home and you're on heating oil, or you're dependent upon electric heat, I suggest very strongly you invest or look at investing in a generator of some sort. It doesn't have to be, you don't have to go balls to the wall and get the Generac system, but go get yourself a 5,000 or 8,000 watt fucking Honda generator. A 5,000 watt. I think my house only needs 8,000 to run my house. So it's just something I would suggest, especially if you you don't live in the city. If you're living out in the country, a little more rural. Well, that's good. I'm glad to hear that. Commercial traffic makes up for 11% of all traffic and yet pay 37% of all road taxes. Jesus Christ, Curtis. I don't know if I'm more impressed that you were able to write that and put it up there, or the fact that you Googled it that fast. We got, at the end of Curtis's name, Curtis Noble. At the end of that, it should say PhD in Google. That's what that should be. Because of electric cars. Yeah, well, electric cars, Patrick, are coming. They're here, and they're still coming. Thanks, Sterling. I had a question. We'll shoot. I'm assuming it's shoot you later, but however, when I eat enough beans, I make gas, no diesel. Oh, Rig Pig, you don't know. Dude, I gassed myself out of the truck last week. Literally, both fucking bunk windows had to be open. Dar was killing herself fucking laughing. I was on the phone. You're laying there in bed, you're all comfy, your body's relaxing. I'm saying my goodnights to Dar. Accidentally, after a can of beans and some, I had some beans one night, then I had chili the next night on the road. Like, tell me that is not the most dangerous combination you've ever heard of in your life. And yeah, my God, that I paid for that. Bill wants to go back to fuck it. Let's go back to horse and buggy days. Bro, I don't know if I'm ready to go back to horse and buggy days. I'll go back to riding a horse if I have to, if that's the only mode of transportation, but I'm not in a big goddamn hurry to get there. Let me tell you. If the lug nuts are big, everything is big, like the truck, the tires, the maintenance, the fuel, except the driver and her little dog, because I'm only 5 feet tall. Hey, size has nothing to do with it. Let me tell you that. Janelle RN, how you doing, Janelle? How are you, love? Yeah, hope you're having a good night. Thanks for popping in. Sorry, Karen. I saw you earlier. I got distracted. I kind of went on my little fuel thing there, and I didn't mean to ignore you. I wasn't ignoring you. My apologies. I got to you. But again, this is one of those things. And again, Dara and I were talking about this earlier today. I kind of do my thing here on the camera, and the comments go absolutely freaking crazy over there. And Dar's in the middle of it over here, right? Chit chat. There's actually 2 lives going on here. And just so you guys appreciate that, I want you to appreciate the entertainment value you're getting here. You're actually getting 2 lives for the price of one. One, you're looking at me, there's your live, and the second live is down in the comments, which Dar's running. So you've actually got a husband and wife team here running a live. You're getting 2 for the price of one. Donald, provide the solution after creating the problem. And my friend, that is exactly 100% what they are doing. 100%. That's what I keep telling the ladies. Yeah, you keep telling yourself that, Chicken Hawk. Fuck telling the ladies. Dara's a saint. Oh, come on, Sterling. My God, her head is already like that big. It's like, see, look at this. Oh my God. Dara's on top of it. Well, she's gonna be. Yeah. Yeah, teamwork. Well, I'll be all you guys. I've said it 100 times. I'll say it again, and you guys all know I don't do this shit alone. You know, Dar does most of the heavy lifting at home here. I just stand up here and have an original thought now and then. People are still making money, and we have oil in the ground. Donald, you're absolutely correct. Absolutely correct. When I said that earlier about the province of Alberta, do not be surprised, and you guys will hear about it in the U.S. Do not be surprised if the province of Alberta turns around at some point, tells the federal government to go F themselves, pretty much goes out on their own. They are a province, and they are bound as a Canadian province, but I think the province of Alberta has some surprises coming up, and I think you're going to see that they're going to start supplying their own oil and gas to themselves, and you'll be able to drive out to Alberta and find gas for like fucking $1 a gallon. What up, Will Burner? Really appreciate the info you share on your channel. You remind me of the guys that helped me when I first started driving. Reed, I really appreciate that. You know what, man? If there's something that we're doing here that helps you out, if you can take something away from anything that we're doing here, great. You know what? I only go by a lot of what I live or my own experiences. And I like the fact that on my channel here, we've got it opened up to a lot of good people. There's a lot of really good, smart people. And if you follow the comments, and a lot of the times when we're talking about trucking and we're talking about industry, there's a lot of guys in here that have a lot of wisdom, and you can pick up a lot of really good nuggets of information. Sterling's in here. Nomadic Brit is in here. Stuart Warby's in here. TBT's in here. These are all truck drivers that are in the industry. A lot of these guys are owner operators. Some of them are company drivers, but it makes no difference. Experience is experience. And I try the best I can to get a really good blend in here of everything. I want owner operators in here. I want independents in here. I want company drivers in here, not just because I can share it with you guys, but because you know what? I can talk to them. I love talking with Stuart. I love talking with Nomadic Brent. I love talking with Nevada. I love talking with Sterling. I love talking with all these guys. Not because it's great. It's great entertainment value for my channel. A lot of that goes secondary. When we put the link up and other guys come in here and we're talking, man, it's truck drivers and owner operators talking to truck drivers and owner operators, and we're swapping ideas. And once in a while we'll sit around and swap some old stories and blah blah blah. But you know what, man? That's what I'm hoping to try to get the most out of my channel. Throw up a vlog now and then. Throw up something in the video of going through Philadelphia at rush hour. Throw some pointers out. That's all we're trying to do. We're not trying to run the world or take over the world or educate the world, because you know what? I'm not that smart. I don't know enough to do that. But I do have a lot of smart people around me. And I like to think that I do. I've got a lot of really good, smart people around me. And I'm willing to listen to them and pass it on to you. Whatever I can get out of anybody else, I will be happy to pass on to you free of charge. Almost free of charge. Fistful of dollars. How you doing? Glad you're here, man. Shorts. I'm neither a cat lover or a trucking expert. I guess you can take my wrench. Nah, Shorts, you can keep your wrench, bro. You're all good here. I made a fort for Oreo this morning. Blanket over a chair. Oh man, are you guys talking cat? Dar, are you talking cats? Are you having cat conversations in my chat? Holy fuck! Really? We complain but do nothing about it except for the convoy. But they got labeled by the government, and now people are afraid to keep on going to put pressure on them. Jim, yes and no. We got labeled by the government. All of us in the convoy, we got labeled as criminals first and terrorists second. And yes, there was a fear factor, but look what they threatened us with, and then they enforced it. They froze our bank accounts. They froze our businesses. They froze our mortgages. And they actually did it. They didn't just fucking threaten us with it, Jim. They fucking did it. I don't know about you, but I'm backing down when you're freezing every asset that I have, including the one that's parked in my driveway right now that makes me my livelihood and supports everything for my family. Yeah, we backed down. We did. We had no choice. Then they labeled us terrorists. So now we're criminals and terrorists. How do you fight? Here was a disappointment. And this is one of the disappointments I had as one of the people that was in that convoy. Are you telling me that there was not enough fucking lawyers out there watching what was going on or were involved at the convoy that weren't willing to fucking do pro bono work? I'm telling you right now, if there was at least a half a dozen lawyers out there that were willing to come forward, and I don't mean the guys that were fucking helping Tamara and Pat King and all of them. Those are lawyers and they were paid by the whatever. But there was a bunch. There should have been enough lawyers out there in the Canadian population going, you know what? I'm going to step up and make a name for myself. Yes, I might get crushed, but I can make a name for myself and try to help these guys out. And none of these fucking lawyers stepped up. That was cowardice. The lawyers dropped the ball. There was enough shit here. Any good lawyer, really good lawyer, could have easily stepped up and made a really big name for himself. Yeah, he might have lost at the very end, but the fight would have been worth it, and the exposure would have been worth it, and what that lawyer could have done would have been worth it. Take your cat down. My good God, lady. It would have been worth it. But they didn't. The fucking lawyers dropped. The lawyer dropped the ball. The lawyers dropped the ball on this. That's a cute cat, Dar. Shannon likes your cat. Pet power. Okay, I see you can put a kitty in the corner. Yeah. You would be afraid to be debarred. They would be afraid to be debarred. Yeah. You know what? I'd be afraid to be debarred too. But in order to be debarred, they'd have to do something illegal. Defending somebody that's being charged of something as a criminal, you're doing your job. So you can't be debarred or disbarred for doing your job, I guess. You know what? I'm not an expert in this field. All I'm saying is that I would have thought that some lawyers, that the lawyers of the Canadian lawyers or the fucking Canadian legal system, private legal system, would have stepped up and done something, and nobody did. And to me, that was cowardice, considering the fucking thing the truck drivers did. All those fucking owner operators that went into that fucking city, took their trucks on their dime, their diesel, their time, their families, and went into that city and did what they did. That was the most courageous goddamn thing you're ever going to see in your fucking life. Absolutely. Most courageous thing you're ever going to see. Anyway. She's the one that, Brian, you missed my comment about the lawyer supporting Chris and the others. Dar, you know what? Chris and Pat and everything. Yeah, there was lawyers that supported them. That's because, you know, they were being made an example of. But the lawyers should have stepped up long before it got to that point. Long before that, long before when the RCMP and the fucking cops started pushing us around, you know, that's when the lawyer should have stepped in. Banana Puss, dude, found you again. Sorted. Banana Puss. Good Lord, Banana Puss. Who the hell has a name like that? That's a hell of a handle, man. Banana Puss. I've been banned and shadow banned a few times this year, and now you froze. Weird. Who banned you, buddy? Who banned you? Yeah, Dar wants to know, were you lost? Banana Puss, were you lost? PhD in Google search. Randy, where's my damn star? I was proud of you truckers in the convoy, Brian. Thanks, Edgewood. Appreciate that. I was proud to be there. Absolutely proud to be there. Yeah, Curtis, we know. Janelle says, hi, Randy. Come on with it. My cats lay together sometimes and make a yin-yang. They still are now. I love that. Randy Spears. Hey, man. Everybody's having a night tonight. Everybody's having a night tonight. Oh, we got a nice place in here. Why don't we throw the link up there and see if anybody wants to come in and talk. And we're not going to do any arguing, but if you guys want to come in, Dar will pin the link. If you don't want to come in, that's all good too. Banana Puss, Dar a little. Haha, Brian couldn't make it up. Yeah, YouTube banned me. YouTube banned you? Man, what the fuck did you do to get banned on YouTube? I have said some pretty obscene shit on YouTube and pretty much done some pretty obscene shit on YouTube, and they did not ban me. What the fuck did you do? Come on, cuddle buddies. I'm having a good day because I got some. You got some kitty. You got some kitty. I'm just relaxing. Well, Karen, you know what? I'm just relaxing too. Just hanging out. Yeah, sometimes they attack each other. Long-time listener, first-time caller. I find that hard to believe, Randy. I find that hard to believe. I'll make you. Anyone else dead yet? I don't think anybody's died lately. Hey guys, as an American, I can't believe that what they did to you guys up there. Many of us stand with and salute you for what you did. You know what? Well, thank you very much. And believe it or not, there was a lot. I would have to say, there was probably out of everybody that was in Ottawa, all of the trucks that came in, There was more Americans there that were held off outside the city once the first wave came in and we clogged the city up. More Americans showed up, but for those that were in the first wave with us that came in, fuck, I lost it. Sorry, somebody just sent me a fucking email. The American, there was, my guess, I'd say there's probably about 30%. Everybody, of all the trucks that were in Ottawa, of all the footage that you saw of us all up and down, lined up on Wellington and up and down those side streets, I would have to say at least 30% of those were U.S. trucks. There was a really good representation of U.S. drivers there. So, you know, the Americans, we appreciated that you guys are saying that you supported us now. But you guys were there. But more of you were actually held off outside the city and couldn't get in because we all came in on the first wave, clogged everything up, and then the OPP basically shut down and put a barricade up and wouldn't allow any more in. Even as our truck, even as certain guys were leaving and pulling out, they didn't allow anybody else in, and that's why the Americans didn't get the credit that they should have, because there were quite a few. There were quite a few. And believe it or not, a lot of them were company trucks, right? They were U.S. companies sending a company truck as a representative as support, and they sent it up there. So that was actually pretty cool. A lot of you guys didn't know that. Americans stand for freedom. Well, God damn it, you better stand for something or they're going to put you on your fucking knees shortly. Shortly. You guys got midterms coming. Get to work. May come in if you guys are on for a bit, pulling into the in-laws for a couple of days. So about yo, say hello. Might be back in a bit. TBT, yeah. Well, we're probably going to do this a little while longer. I'm not going to run a 5-6 hour job tonight. Like I said, I got to go to bed earlier. I got to butter out of here first thing in the morning, fairly early. So, but yeah, we're gonna. What is it? It's only 10 after. It's only 10 after 7 here. I've only been going an hour. We're looking at we'll probably do a couple more hours. As long as you guys want to hang around, shoot the shit, and not cause too much trouble. Who am I kidding? Cause lots of trouble. Go ahead. What are you making? We are having nothing. I'm not making shit. Feel like making loves. Comments that didn't go with narrative. Been a weird time, man. Banned from Twitter at the same time, just for hurdy words. Wow. You must have really picked some. You must have been saying some pretty unspiritual fucking things, brother. Because I said everything with the exception of assassinate the prime minister, and I'm still standing around. So, anybody want to know? Oh, yummy! I put egg roll fillings in pierogies. Oh, you got to be kidding, Sandra! You didn't do that. That's nasty. Actually, a trucker had a heart attack when I was going to get loaded in Montana last week. It made me think of life and my trucking friends. I love to stay safe, stay healthy, stay strong. Thanks, Edward. Bow, check out, wow, wow.
What's up?
You like those intros or what?
Yeah, that was cool. I'm curious to see who else you got. And I'm start texting people.
You got to wait till you find out. Wait till Danny wakes up and says hello. You'll find out.
Yeah, she getting her sleep because I'm working on limited hours here.
Are you?
Yep. Coast to coast runs, man. I don't got time to make videos. I don't got time to do nothing.
Who cares? Make money. You got time to make money?
Yeah, I just haven't been doing anything on YouTube.
Yeah. You know what? YouTube's not going anywhere, Nevada. It'll be here when you get back. Don't worry.
I know Mike wants me to get that because I told him I was gonna do it, the whole video idea with the song he made for me. And I'm gonna do something cool, but it's gonna be a minute. I'm just too busy. My peak season for teams is kicking off for me, so
yeah.
All the mail runs, all that stuff's starting up for me. So
nice.
I'm gonna be busy.
Well, good for you. Take it while you can get it. When I'm in peak season myself, you don't see my video content drops through the roof or drops through the floor. You know, I go from doing 2 or 3 a week down to doing 1 because I've got to either drive or I got to sleep, and those are my priorities.
You know, you hit it right on the head earlier. I was like put it in the comments. This is a political stunt that they already have the solution to. That's the diesel stuff.
Exactly.
Government's gonna come and save you. Make sure you vote blue.
Yes. It is the Democrats. It's a Democrat. I call them Democrats. They're not Democrats. They're Democrats. The Dems. It's their gig. It's their deal. It's what they're pulling. What's surprising me is there's 375 or 345 million Americans, and they do this shit thinking that nobody's going to figure this out. As I said earlier, they must assume that the population or the general population in the United States are stupid, because you guys aren't. But so why do they do this? They do this
that's
what?
What I'm sitting here thinking. It's not. They did it once. You fool me, you fooled us. Okay, yeah, and then but they keep doing it over and over and over again, like the same tactic. Like they don't switch it up. It's like, okay, we're catching on, because I didn't catch it the first few times. I'm like, oh, hey, there's a big problem.
Yeah,
that's a problem. And then all of a sudden now it's in the news and they're giving you solutions, and then it turns into a vote for me campaign. Kind of goes over your head the first time, but the second, the third time, the 5 millionth time, okay, yeah, we fucking know the game.
Yeah. And it's funny how, they can threaten, people can threaten a lot of things. Governments can threaten a lot of things. But there's one thing that's universal across Canada, the United States, and that's diesel fuel. We need it. Everybody fucking needs it. You need it. I need it. Either we pay the price for diesel or we hang up our keys, right? There's no gray area. It's black or white. So they can play with that. They play with the price. They play with the thought or the threat of there's going to be a shortage. Look
at that. Why do you think gas is so cheap?
Well, that's exactly.
I had that broker. Remember that broker? So disconnected from the trucking industry. He's sitting there telling me, well, gas has gone down, or diesel's gone down. I said, yeah, for your car it did, not for me, dude.
Yeah.
My shit keeps going up. Like we're at record highs right now.
Yeah, so are we in Canada. Like right now, Canadian diesel right now is $2, and I think we're over the $2.50 a liter. So we're around the $7 a gallon mark, man.
Oh yeah, it's cost me every mile I go. It costs me $1 every mile I'm driving.
Is that what you're at? $1 a mile? $1 a mile fuel?
$1. Yep, I spent like $3 on this since I've been on here, dude. Just cruising. I want to switch it around. I'm gonna let my fuel tank be the boss, and I'm gonna be the fuel tank, because my fuel tank gets paid better than anybody at the company.
Yeah. Yeah. Your fuel tanks are the highest paid employee in the business right now.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah. You're fueling every day, aren't you?
Yep, every day. I filled up at the same place I filled up yesterday. I swung back. It was still 5:15. I was like, boom, top her off. I'm going to fill up at the same place because I'm doing the same route. I'm going right back to where I came from. So I already got the cheapest fuel stops already lined up. So I'll be filling tomorrow. I'll fill up at in South Dakota. And then I'll fill up, probably going to choose somewhere else other than Ohio, because we just kind of got stuck there because I didn't want to buy nothing in PA. Because it was $6 a gallon in Pennsylvania. I was like, I ain't doing that.
Yeah.
That shoots my costs way up.
$6.35 in New York State. When I came through when I came through Binghamton to Syracuse yesterday, fucking $6.35 a gallon.
I think I can get the low fives at the edge of Ohio right before I go in.
Yeah,
like in Youngstown.
Yeah.
So I might fill up back in like Indiana or Illinois in the 480s, and then I'll top off at like low fives before I go into PA. Even though I'm only going to throw like maybe 80 gallons in, I'll go ahead and just top her off. That way I can get into the Northeast and get out of the Northeast without filling, or with only having to put 60, 70 gallons in.
Yeah. I everybody down there, you guys obviously, because you don't come into Canada, you don't see the diesel prices that we pay. So we pay a lot.
Like $9 a gallon. It's like $2.30 a liter right now.
It's $2.50 a liter right now. It's just north of $7.
What was that? $10
$7. Once I convert it, $7 US, it would be equivalent to $10 Canadian.
Yeah. I forgot about the price difference. Okay.
Right, but still $7. Let's just say it's north of $7 US, so it's 7.10, 7.05, 7.10. But you convert that to Canadian dollars, yeah, bro, you're $10 a fucking gallon.
Oh, no wonder you guys look at these fucking loads going to Canada and you think they're paying good.
But I do.
Yeah, well,
I see the ones going to Canada. I'm like, dude, I wouldn't fucking run that. Like, that's fucking.
It sucks for the American drivers coming up here if you have to buy fuel in Canada. Now, being the way the company I'm with the way our fuel surcharge works, as long as I'm buying Canadian fuel, I get my full surcharge. So it's worth it for me to pay the fuel, the $2.49 a liter. I get a discount. I get about a 16 cent a liter discount. So if it's $2.50, I'm actually paying, $2.34, $2.33 a liter. Plus, I get a fuel surcharge on top of that. I get that all back. And the way our company runs, with the runs I've been doing lately, like I was able to fill in Canada, run all the way down, do the 3 drops through Baltimore when I was talking to you last week. I got the Baltimores off, ran down to where'd I go? Harding?
Dude, you came down, I went this way, and then Britt went this way. Like,
did he?
We all went like different ways. We did like a T. We all crossed paths though.
But I was able to do all that on 1 tank of fuel. I was able to go from Canada all the way down, do the 3 in Baltimore off, then run down to North Carolina, like basically down to Raleigh, North Carolina, reload, and get all the way back to Canada on 1 tank of fuel, right? So I was able to do all of that, not have to buy any U.S. fuel. So I get my full fuel surcharge. So it's worth it to me. But even if I do,
was that like 1,500 miles?
No, that was closer to 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, about 14. Yeah, closer to almost 1,500 miles. 14 and change. So that's a nice run, all on 1 tank of fuel, and I still got home with 3/8 tank of fuel in my tank.
What are you getting for MPG right now? Because I know you don't speed everywhere, so
9.
9.
Ooh. No, I got 9 on that trip. Nice. I got 9.2 on that trip.
Yeah, I slowed it down, but best I'm getting is 6.
You slowed it down, and you're only getting 6. Well, hold on here. I don't want you to think I'm full of shit here, because
I believe you. I've seen it. I don't know why you would come on here and tell me something that is not true. That don't make any sense.
Well, a lot of guys find that hard to believe. There's the screenshot that I sent to Jeremy. That was when I finished my trip. Now that's what the truck's telling me, 9.1. Right? When I finished the trip, and I was just coming off the highway. 9.1 miles per gallon I got on that rounder. I reset it on every rounder. Right? I run a rounder, reset it. Run a rounder, reset it. So 9.1. I'm good. And Jesus Christ, I'm good with that. Right? Yeah. My truck only holds 270 gallons. Right? I've got 135 aside. So on 270 gallons, I get 9.1. I came home with 3/8 a tank of fuel. I did okay. With my fuel surcharge, I actually made money that week, because my fuel surcharge came back to, I got $3,056 back on my fuel surcharge for that week. And my fuel bill was only $1,560. I'll take that.
Yeah, I want to put bigger tanks on my truck then. You got more capacity than me.
I do? You don't have 300s on that? What do you got?
I got a 105, and then I got a 150.
Oh, wow. I would have thought that you'd had the big tanks on it anyway, especially if you're going to run team.
Well, Phil was $2 a gallon when we were buying this truck.
Well, that's true too.
And I knew Phil would like do this and that, but it is what it is. I mean, I still wouldn't change it. I still would purchase this truck and be in this truck today. Still totally worth it.
I was gonna ask you that, and I don't mean to put you on the spot because you're sitting here live, but I'm gonna just ask you, when you went, if you knowing what you know right now, would you buy that truck all over again?
Yeah.
You would, eh?
Yeah, I mean, I'm running this run right here, and I already know that half the money on this run goes right in the fuel tank. You know, I got to take out my company's 12%. Then I got my truck payment to factor in.
Yeah.
But you know, it's only 2 days. This is 2 days, and you know, $6,500, 3,000 is going in the tank, 740 is going to the boss, and then my cost.
Would you not think about though? Going with, say, the Pete 5-star, the aerodynamic Pete, because it's the same size bunk. You'd have the same amount. You'd have the same comfort level.
My next truck, I'll run this thing. We'll put 1 million miles or something on this or whatever. I don't know. We'll throw another motor in it, and who cares? This is we're gonna have this truck for a while, and my next truck, when I do purchase a truck, it's gonna be a Tesla truck. It's gonna be a fully electric truck. By then, and this is, I might be out of the game next year, because if speed limiters come to the United States, I'm quitting.
Yeah.
I'll go park my truck. I'll give it a few months. If they reverse it, then cool. If not, the truck's for sale.
Yeah.
So anybody who wants to buy this truck, start saving up now, because it's probably going to happen next June.
Well, here,
next September.
Let me tell you something, because you and I we kind of discussed this just briefly about the speed limiters. In Canada, we have the speed limiters, but nobody enforces it anymore, Kyle. Nobody enforces it. Like none of the scales in Canada, unless you're caught ripping up the 401 or one of the major series highways, which would be equal to like your interstates, the U.S. interstates. Unless you're doing 80 miles an hour on the highway in a fucking truck, they don't bother you. They leave you alone. They know you're not governed. So in the beginning, when they first did it with us, for about the first 6 to 8 months, say the first year, even go as far, yeah, they were pretty tight with us. Every time the scale lights were on, the guy would say, okay, throw your door open, and they'd plug you in and make sure you were castrated. But, you know, they stopped doing it, because you know what? Even the MTO, which is our DOT, even the MTO up here realizes that castrating trucks is not helpful. It's not good. There's no good that comes of it. It is a political tool that they're using to look good in the eyes of the public, not the truck drivers.
Yeah, I mean, but for me, I look at it for a few things. I spec my truck with a bunch of horsepower and torque that just goes right out the window, right? Because I'm cruising right now. I govern my own truck, right? And I'm governed at 80 miles an hour, because if somebody wants to race me at 80, I'm going to let them win.
Yeah.
I already knew if I didn't do that, I'd be racing motherfuckers. So I just figured, hey, I told my boss, throw that 80, because he went in and took it off. It comes with a preset for 75, and dealerships refuse to get rid of it due to liability. Yeah, your tires are only rated for 75 anyways.
Right.
So I set it at 80, and the reason I got it at 80 is if I want to get up and go, I can get up and go around somebody. If there's a big line of traffic, I turn my signal on, somebody lets me in, I get over, get up, get back over, and let the line go on.
I hear you.
Now, every truck out here is going to be going, 65, 70 miles an hour now, if they set a speed limiter. We're all going to be hauling different stuff in different types of trucks. Like my truck can pull. So you put 10,000 in the box, but I'm 80,000 gross. I'm going to pull up that mountain.
Right.
So I'm going to pass you. Then I'm going to get stuck next to you. And then I can't go anywhere because you're there and I'm here. And you know how these drivers are. Yep. Nobody backs out of it. It's if you're there, then you should have been able to pass me. That's their mentality. It's like, dude, no. Like, you're governed 2 more miles an hour. Now we're all at the same thing, but we got different weights in the thing. It's going to be a fucking nightmare driving on the interstates. And I'm not fucking doing it, dude. I will lose my shit.
Kyle, every time you see that happening, look at the license plate. It's always a Canadian license plate or an Ontario license plate that you guys are having to fucking drive around, right? Because our Canadian...
we got Swift, we got Prime. Prime, they teach them in their lease program, optimize your fuel, do the 55 miles an hour, the 62, which is cool. I got no problems with guys doing it. It's just that when you come up to another guy at the same company and you guys are both governed at the same thing, it's courteous for whoever's in the slow lane that guy got up next to you because he's got a little bit less weight in the box.
Yeah.
That you should back out and let him get over, because eventually he's going to get up ahead of you and you ain't going to see him no more. But instead they think, well, he should be able to pass me. No, he's got a little bit less weight in the back. He should be able to, or he's spec slightly different, more gear or different gears or whatever, more torque, and he can get up and get around you. Let him do it. And then just, back off for like literally 15 seconds instead of, dude, I've sat behind guys like that for 30 minutes before.
Yeah.
At that point, people are trying to pass on the shoulder. All crazy shit's going on. Like, shit starts blowing up.
Oh, I know. Oh, I see it every day. Too.
And then I get up and I get over, and all the people that pass, and they're all looking at me like it was my fault hanging everybody up. I'm like, dude, get the hell out of here.
Yeah. You know what? I know that you've got a pretty good relationship with the Pete dealership that you got your truck from. Go back to the dealership or make a phone call on Monday and ask them about your rewards program. Do you know what that is?
Nah.
Okay. I know that Cummins has it. Detroit has it. Volvo has it. I'm not sure if Navstars have them, like for internationals, but I know that everybody else has it. And hey, Sterling, what?
How you doing?
Good, man. What the rewards program is, for example, on my truck, my rewards program is set at. I set the fuel mileage. So as long as my rewards program is set low, so I set my fuel mileage at 6.5. So as long as my truck runs better than 6.5 miles per gallon, it'll be wide open. But if you plug it in, it shows that it's castrated at 65. You've never heard of this before?
Nah.
Most of the new trucks come with it. Now, it's not an advertised feature, but I got a feeling the X15 has that feature. You've got the X15 in that. Ask your dealership, because when it comes time to be, that's how we in Canada got around it, right? I first discovered it when I had the Volvo, the D13 Volvo.
You're not hearing me. I'm not coming out here, dude.
Yeah, but you don't have to. Your truck will run wide open, but if they plug you in, it'll show that it's governed. I'm just offering you another easy solution.
I mean, that's not the. I get outlawed all day.
It's interesting.
And
We're losing them.
Did he?
Well, once he unfreezes and comes back to Earth, what's going on, Sterling? How the hell are you, brother?
I don't know if you can see here in the background.
That's a Freightliner Cascadia. What's that? 14?
2016.
Yeah. Yours?
Yeah. That's the one I'm going to be selling. Need to do a water pump on it and clean it up a little bit. But we got it in the shop today, and I was working on some other stuff. I'm kind of done for the day. I'm tired of being a mechanic.
You know what, man? I'm a firm believer, man, that if you need to work all week and then come home and work on your truck all weekend, you're doing something wrong. I know that you're doing it because you're selling the truck and your priorities are a little different. But Let me tell you, when I get I parked the truck in my driveway and it's sitting not even 60 feet away from me outside right now. Right. I don't give it a second fucking thought, man. If it needs work, it goes to the shop. It gets done. I don't do it. I don't do it.
And I've gotten to the point where I had to work on it myself because I couldn't afford to let anyone else do it. Or the shops out here in Nevada absolutely suck. So they'd take the truck for 6 weeks and I'm totally screwed,
Okay, yeah, that's an issue that you guys do have. We have a similar issue, but whereas in the U.S., for example, I was in the U.S. and I wanted something done, so I stopped in just to see if they could squeeze me in, right? And it was like, oh yeah, we can get you in 2 Thursdays from now.
Right.
So, fucking pardon me? Well, yeah, we can. And actually, the first thing I wanted them to do, all I wanted them to do was just plug me in. I had a check engine light, right? I just wanted to know what the code was. Oh yeah, we can do that on Friday, and it was Monday. Just to plug it in
for 5 minutes. For 5 minutes worth of work.
Yeah, but they don't, right? They won't.
And what that tells you is that they don't have qualified technicians there. I think a lot of times when I run into that issue at a shop, it's because they don't have either that or they can't pull somebody off a job to do a quick job real quick.
Yeah. There is a shortage. There is a shortage. But like we said before, like it's funny because you just said it. They're not mechanics anymore, Sterling. They're called technicians.
They're technicians, yeah.
Right. They're technicians. They're plug and play technicians. Everything on that, even on that 2016 truck there you've got behind you, everything on that truck is a plug and play. You pull it off.
Every single thing, yeah.
Pull it off, put a new one on. They don't fix anything. It's R&R, remove and replace, remove and replace. My truck's the same. Mine's a 2020. That's a 14. It's all the same shit. Remove and replace. Plug it in. And the funny thing is, and I went through it really hard when I had the Volvo, is they'd plug it in and the technician would be looking at the screen. Next thing you know, there's two of them looking at the screen. Then they're going, yo, come here. And there's a third one looking at the screen, and none of them know what the fuck they're looking at.
Right. And every time somebody walks up to that screen, it's costing you an extra $300.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, Mr. Brown, you know, we all had to put 3 technicians on this job. Well, what the hell was the problem? Oh, we don't know. But here's the bill. There's a $900 bill. Have a nice day. Yeah.
It's like the medical industry has poisoned everything else in the world.
Yeah, it has. It really has, man. So, do you not work tonight?
No, I work Monday nights through Friday nights.
Okay, all right.
5 days a week.
I guess some guys go out Sunday. They go out Sunday night. So that's nice. So you and Red Lady got the night tonight?
No, she don't get home till 7 o'clock. She works at the Panasonic factory building batteries for Teslas. And she won't get home till about 8 o'clock tonight. So I get a little bit of free time, take care of some business and chill.
Dude, can I ask, like, what does she do, like, there? If you don't mind.
So she's a production lead. So she basically babysits the kids while they screw up multi-million-dollar battery making machines.
Okay.
So her production line alone is responsible for 250,000 battery cells in a 24-hour period.
250,000 cells in a
3-volt cells, 250,000 in a 24-hour period. She's one of 14 lines there.
Holy shit. No kidding.
Yeah. And they have room for 75. There's only 14 production lines there, and they have room for 75.
Wow.
So they're barely using that factory.
Well, they've probably got the size and they've got everything, you know, thinking long term in the future.
Right.
Right. That's what that's probably all about. You know.
Yeah, they build cells for, you know, it's not just the cars, it's the power walls, it's the semi trucks, it's everything.
Yeah. Big money, buddy. Big money.
She does very good. She's got good benefits and stuff. Her schedule kind of sucks. She works, I think, 4 12s and has a couple days off a week, you know, and works a couple side jobs. But yeah, it's crazy work.
Yeah. Well, good for her though. Fuck. Good for you. You know, it takes some of the stress and pressure off you.
Yeah.
You know? It does. I'm in the same boat. My wife has her thing, does her job, you know, financially, she does okay. Takes some of the pressure off me. Lets me, you know, if I want to take a Friday off and come home a day early, I can. You know, I don't have to stay out here and run my 70-hour clock out every single week. So it's kind of nice, man.
And it's funny. It took me forever to find somebody that respected, you know, that I was married to that semi truck, you know. And and she was the first one to really, you know, be cool with it and understand that, hey, that truck pays for the shop that surrounds me and the old motorcycles and an old Volkswagen, like that. This truck is my friggin' life.
Yes.
And it's not something to be jealous of or anything like that.
No. And Sterling, you'd be amazed how many guys that I know or how many stories you hear where guys go out on the road and within 2 or 3 years, they're handing their keys in and selling it because the wife at home just can't get a grip on what it is. I've always said that, you know, Darlene is my wife. My mistress is in the driveway. Unfortunately, at times, my mistress takes precedence over my wife. Why? because that mistress pays for everything that's around us. You know,
Right. And either one of them could kill you at any time.
neither one of them have tried a couple of times. Let's be honest. Although I've been lucky, I've had a few mistresses, so I'm doing okay. You know,
this would be my fourth mistress that I've owned, I think.
I'm on 7.
Wow.
I've had 7 mistresses.
Do we ever learn?
No, it's just too much fun.
You know,
it's too much fun.
You could easily go down to McDonald's, become a manager there in about 6 months. Also go to Burger King and become a manager there. Work 50 hours a week and still get by. Why do we do trucking?
You know what? I couldn't. Maybe you could. I couldn't. I don't have, especially with our family. You know, I've got a big family, right? We've got 5 kids we've raised, right? That's 5 kids going through school, 5 kids going through secondary education, 5 kids going. So, man, you know, there was a lot of years where the truck and the driver didn't come home. Why? Because the job wasn't done and we needed the money.
They're all right.
You know? I'm only at the stage I'm at now because my kids are grown up. My youngest daughter is now 20. So I'm right. I'm kind of past.
They're already contributing members of society. You're cool to do what you're doing now.
I am. That's why I'm saying that. And I'm fortunate that, you know, I've got a wife. My wife, her dad was a truck driver. She came from a trucking family, so she knew what she was getting when her and I hooked up. She knew what this life was about. And now, don't get me wrong. Every once in a while, I'll get that phone call. Like, for example, this weekend, I should have been home Friday. I didn't come rolling in until Saturday. It kind of, you know, she has to move shit around and it's an inconvenience to her. And it is, right? Because I'm coming back into her life, not the other way around.
Right.
And, you know, so yeah, every once in a while, she gets frustrated, but I still consider myself lucky. A lot of guys don't have a wife at home like I got that's been a truck driver's daughter, that's been a truck driver's wife. She's been a truck driver's wife pretty much her entire marriage. So I consider myself lucky. A lot of guys, I've got friends that have had to cash it in because the marriage wasn't going to work that way. The wife wasn't going to tolerate the mistress.
Right. And that's how my first marriage and first time I sold a semi truck. That's exactly how it happened. I stopped my authority to try to save my marriage, and you know, got on with FedEx for a few years, but you know, divorce happened anyway, so it didn't matter. But no, I understand what a lot of guys are going through out here, and trust me, there's no shame in what I'm doing right now. I own the truck outright. I'll just get my cash back and get me a commuter car and be some random dude driving a Prius to Reno every night.
Bro, I told you this last week, and I said, and the same thing, and I use you and Stuart as the prime examples.
Yeah.
Okay. There is absolutely zero shame in doing what you're doing. You know, and if I was in your position, I'd have zero. I'd do it. I'd do the same goddamn thing. I would, if I was in your position, I would sell that thing like right now and not give it a second thought and walk away with a clear head and I'd put my head on my pillow every night and not have the stress and the aggravation and
right.
No shame in it whatsoever. Like I said to you last week, it's the same thing as it's a business to take the emotion and take the pride and ego out and just leave it alone and leave it as a business decision. It's a business decision. You're making the right decision.
The hard part is, you know, my name's on the side of that.
I hear you. Man, I hear you. Yeah. I hear you. I don't have that. My name is not, I don't have my own authority. For me to do the way I operate and make the money that I do, it's just, and at this stage in my career, it's just easier for me to run on somebody else's authority, have their name and their numbers. And that's just where I'm at, you know.
Right.
If it 10 years ago, yeah, I'd have my own authority. I'd have my own plates. I'd have my own everything. I'd be doing it my way like that.
Yep.
Sorry about that. I lost you. I'm out here in Montana, so.
Oh, that's all good, man.
There's Miss Nevada and Mr. Kyle.
Oh yeah, I told her you wanted to show her something.
Is that Mrs. Nevada?
Morning.
Yep.
Listen, listen.
Looks like Mrs. Nevada's in the house. When she's not teaching Mr. Nevada how to drive the Peterbilt, she's hanging out with the wheel burners.
Wow.
That is amazing.
You like that?
Yes.
There you go, baby.
Oh, you gotta send that to me. Oh, you
What?
gotta send that to me.
You want me to send that to you?
Please. Oh my God. I love you. I love that.
Okay. Did you hear the one we did
You
about
know how
Kyle?
to drive the Peterbilt, huh?
Hold on. You got to play her mind now.
Did you hear?
Yeah,
the
we
one
gotta hear
did? Okay,
Kyle's.
you want Kyle's? Okay, hold on. We'll give you Kyle's.
Brace yourself.
Ladies and gentlemen, Nevada Trucking and Trails is in the house. My favorite slave driver from Vegas.
Holy shit.
I love how that's a joke now. That used to piss me off
Yeah, I know.
so much, and now I find it to be the funniest freaking thing. So
Yeah.
I don't know if cussing is allowed or not. I'm trying, but
Yeah, you don't have to hear.
Oh.
I don't know. Is she allowed to cuss on here, Will Burner?
You guys can say whatever you want. You know that.
I wasn't sure. I just woke up. I'm still getting that. That was a great way to wake up. That was
You like that? Well, I'm glad you like that, man. I'm just, you know what? We put a bunch of them together for a bunch of the regulars.
Mm-hmm.
You know, just you know, you and Chicken Hawk and Sterling got one.
Awesome.
Yeah, so we did all right. I'm waiting for James and Red Hawk to kick in. Wait till you hear what we got for them, and
Oh, I can't wait.
yeah.
Sterling here got me from where'd I start?
Somewhere in Washington, right? Just outside of Spokane.
Yeah,
Spokane.
Yeah.
and to Auburn basically. It was awesome.
Right on.
Yeah.
Good 4 hours.
So Hookham, you know who's okay? You're waking up, so you're getting ready to take over, and he's going to go to bed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Eventually.
Nice.
Oh, Vince, he's one of those. He sits up with me for a while.
Well, yeah. Well, why wouldn't he? Of course he would. What's going on, TJ? How are you? Sorry, I totally let the comments go. I got into talking with Nevada, and I got talking with Sterling, and the comments kind of go to shit sometimes. I can't do both. I don't know how some of these guys do it. I just can't keep up.
You know, you were saying something about the whole speed limiter thing. I can't do that because these aren't the numbers on the side of my door. So I go out here and I start getting the guy a bunch of speeding tickets, and
I hear you.
yeah, so I can't play that game.
No,
I'd rather just like I'll just park, and then I'll give it a few months and see if they decide to say, hey, this was actually a bad idea, and they're gonna lift it. 'Cause
yeah.
I'd hate to sell my truck and then 2 weeks later they lift it.
Well,
I'd probably just take a break for a year or so if that happened.
The problem is there's not they can't enforce it. Are we all supposed to go to the dealership at the same time and put a speed limiter on our trucks? We can't even get freaking oil changes.
I don't think it's going to be like in Canada. Eventually, I think it will be, but I think it's just going to be like a speed limit nationwide. Like California is 55. So if there's a speed limit for trucks, it's just going to be nationwide 55
Right.
or 60 or whatever the heck it is.
So are you saying we're going to relive the 70s and have a 55-mile-an-hour speed limit again?
no.
Yeah.
No, I think I'll be honest with you. I think they're going to lower the speed limit. You're not going to go down to 55, but you are going to go down to 65. Right?
Yeah, it's probably going to be in the 60s.
65 is going to be the number because most trucks geared these days are optimally fuel efficient at 65 miles an hour.
Right.
62
I mean, everything we got at FedEx is 65 right now. So I mean,
Right.
And I don't know. I might be that guy that decides to do like 25 going down the interstate for like a week before I hang it up, just to be that dick.
Just to be a dick.
Just to be a dick for at least 1 week.
We all did it, dude. We did
Go
it.
out with a banger.
Dude, when they governed our trucks, it's what, 105 kilometers, which is 62 miles an hour. They governed our trucks. The first week, we were all running around at 40 mile an hour up and down the highways. We were killing it. Absolutely fucking killing it. We were causing problems and backups and logs and everything. You name it, we were doing it. But even that wore off, right?
Yeah. I mean, I wouldn't expect that to change anything, but it would get a lot of attention, and then I can get the fuck off. But no, I'd hang it up. I'd go into doing something different.
Mhm.
You say that, but I don't think you will.
Well, I might run local. I might try to get my truck doing something that just bounces around the city.
Yeah.
But there ain't enough work to keep me employed. I'd be better off going to work for somebody else.
I'd get off and do something different.
Would you? What would you do, Danny?
I was talking to Sterling last night.
Should be a baby maker.
Yeah.
Well, that and probably going to school for psychology. Start helping people with their mental illness and health.
You know what? That would be. You'd never be unemployed. I can guarantee you that.
Never be unemployed. Yeah.
You'd be in demand.
And I can take a little bit of time and go do that and still be at home with kids.
You know what? You could get into. Do you find a specialty? Like there's always like sports psychologists. Get into transportation. A lot of these big companies.
You know what James wants you to be? A prostate doctor.
I know.
Yeah, well, that's because James wants. James just wants somebody examining.
That's a little too hands-on.
James wants somebody examining his prostate. That's why.
He wants to get someone to trust.
That's
too.
the only reason he wants you to be a prostate doctor. Nah, man. If you're gonna get into psychology, either child psychology or get into transportation. Swift Knight, fucking JB Hunt, all the big ones, even up in Canada, you know.
Transportation psychologist.
Yeah, man.
I'd probably go get
Look at me. Do I look normal to you?
Maybe do air conditioning again or something like that. You know,
Yeah.
I don't know. I'd do something. I would just slowly kind of work my way back into the trades.
Would you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I know electrical. I know HVAC.
You see, I don't have that option, dude.
I know like I could work central plant. I could clean pools. I could do the chemicals. Yeah. So I mean, I'd have to brush up on all my skills and I'll get a little refresher, but it wouldn't take me long. I pick up on things pretty quick.
Yeah. We've got a swimming pool here, so I could do pools and shit. But look, do you really want me as your pool guy? Like really? You want me rolling up in the summertime to be your pool man?
Depends
I
on what
wouldn't
you're
mind.
wearing.
Oh, I'll put on Curtis's bikini.
Okay.
Put on Curtis's bikini. I don't know, Sterling. Did you ever see that with Curtis on my John Deere in a bikini? He was naked,
No.
wearing a bikini thong bottom. He was in my backyard on my John Deere doing the back property.
I use the internet for purely wholesome content.
Well,
I would
like
never
that,
watch
man.
something like that.
Yeah. Then don't be watching my channel then. No, that was a good time, man. There you go.
Oh,
There
my
you go.
goodness. Yes.
You don't have the video, do you? Because that commentary you put behind it was amazing.
I don't know, Dar. Can you play the commentary? Can you play the actual video, Dar? I don't have it on this system here. Dar is obviously in another room, and she's taking care of all that. So if she can pull it and play it, then it'll just come up on the screen. But
Brian,
yeah, that was pretty-
you show
I was-
up to my house in that, you are allowed to clean my pool anytime.
okay.
Good thing we don't got a pool.
Not yet. Not yet.
Yeah. You'd be amazed how quickly they can put a pool in these days, man.
He wants one anyways.
You know what? I hate it.
No, we'd be moving somewhere too. Like
Yeah.
You know what? I'll be honest with you. A pool is nothing but a hole in the ground to throw money into. It really is. I used that swimming pool maybe 3 times this summer. Now you give me back a hot tub. Like I like.
yeah, you got to have a hot tub.
We've always had hot
It's a
tubs.
desert, but
Yeah.
I just want a little party pool where you can just cool off, kind of stand and drink, and like maybe put a couple like concrete like pedestals, kind of hang out in,
Yeah.
and then a hot tub. You got to have a hot tub.
No, we've always had hot tubs, but when we bought this place, we sold the hot tub out of the last place. We didn't buy one at this place because our back porch is raised. So we'd have to rip the porch off, redo the porch to support the weight of a full-size hot tub. So we haven't done it yet, but I'm thinking, okay, I might go away with the pool, and if I do, then I'm gonna put the hot tub in. I'm definitely, because I enjoy it. I love a fucking hot tub.
I might stick into it if I got something like that going on. Because that shit, you don't need to be going fast anyways. If I was hauling something like that.
What the hell? Can you zoom in on that?
I don't think so. I could zoom in on my phone.
Yeah,
I can barely see it myself.
I can barely,
You gotta
we
put
can
me
barely
full
see it.
screen. It's one of the wind power tunnel things. That whole thing in front of you backing up, that's like an
Oh,
Oh,
yeah,
I see.
for
Okay.
one of the
see.
towers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's one of the mid sections of the windmill.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Look at
I've
that
pulled
price
that.
of that price
I
of
don't think
diesel.
that's something
So
you just
cheap.
jump into doing though. You know what I'm saying? Like I know I could do that, but
Yeah.
that's not something you probably jump into.
Well,
You know?
Yeah,
Kyle, I've pulled those. I've pulled those, and I've pulled the rings, because in between each section there's a ring, and
Right.
I've pulled the rings before, and those are the biggest ones are 16 feet wide.
I don't know if you guys ever come out to Montana, but you guys
Yeah, I was about to say that looked like Montana.
you gotta check out this, dude.
Oh, we're going on walkabout with Nevada.
There we go.
Well, I love it out here. It's just fucking beautiful. It's super expensive to live out here though.
Yeah, because all the Californians ran there. Same in Idaho.
And man, they got some harsh winters, but you can see that.
Yeah.
Hey, Wheelburner, I'm going to bounce. I need to get back to the house here, but it was good talking to you and catching up with Kyle and I see Dodie in the room.
Yeah, Dodie just popped in. Yeah, all right, Sterling. We'll talk to you later, eh?
Yeah, take care out there, kids.
All right, brother. Be safe. Kyle, where the hell are we going?
I'm going back to my truck now.
Oh, you just wanted to show us the surrounding area. I love Montana, Wyoming, Utah. I love all of that area, that whole part of the country out there.
Most beautiful part of the country.
It is.
Coeur d'Alene, Idaho. We went through there earlier.
Yeah, same areas.
If you go up north into Hope, and you run it kind of like the top end of the Montana, out by the Canadian border.
Yeah.
Beautiful part of the country.
Yeah. The company, when I was with ET Transport, we used to run out there. But the company I'm with right now, about as far west, we do get the odd run out to California, like out to Los Angeles. I haven't got one yet, but we do occasionally go out there. But we don't get, usually as far as we go is Iowa. So as far west as we're going is Iowa and like North Dakota, South Dakota, north and south. But we do a lot of East Coast. Like I'm in PA, New York, Ohio, Indiana, Illinois, Kentucky. Like that, I do a lot of that where I'm at right now.
I'll be in Mass on Tuesday.
Well, yeah, I'll be in. I pick up tomorrow morning. I'll be in Chambersburg for Tuesday morning, PA, just south of Harrisburg. If you take 81 down,
I'll be bouncing around the same area. So let me know where you're at.
Give me a call.
I'll be in Jersey in the morning, and then I'll be. I think I got to be. It's a night appointment. So.
Well, I'll be delivering Chambersburg Tuesday morning, and chances are I'll be going over to the port in Jersey for my reload Tuesday afternoon. So if you're down and around in there, there's plenty of places around there to we can jump around and grab coffee and dig a hole and put somebody in it.
I'm down for that.
And she was pretty quick on that, bro.
I gotta be, because if I let him answer, he won't sometimes. Baby.
Honey, how are you, honey?
Hi. I wanted to say that me and Nevada and Danny,
Hello.
we think the same thing. I mean, like almost everything you say, Nevada, is like my thoughts are like, I'm running with you because we both got the same kind of truck and we kind of bought it for the same reasons. And there was a question earlier that, you know, somebody had mentioned if you'd buy the truck, I think it might have been you, Brian, you know, if you had the chance to buy the truck, knowing what we know now with the fuel prices, that we would, yes, I would too. I would buy this same truck. Mine's older.
It's a lot harder for you too because you're only running one driver. So I don't know how you're doing it. Because I'll be honest, we'd probably be out of business if it was just me. If it was just one driver in this truck, yeah.
Yeah, well, right now, well, you know.
I mean, you could probably break even, but how long can you do that for? You know.
Yeah, I'm doing
And
it.
I mean, give
I
or
don't
take.
have my own authority for one thing, so I'm sticking with D&E, and you know, I'm kind of leaning on them. But like when, you know, you talk about the fuel prices and, you know, the mileage and the way we go, one of the reasons why I bought my truck is because I wanted to get not only just for this flatbed Conestoga, after I pay this trailer off, which will be like in next summer sometime, I wanted to get me an RGN or a step deck or something. I just want to I'm trying to get myself into heavy haul. Once I get into heavy haul, I got the truck that can do it because it has the muscle. And, you know, that's why I was thinking of just running around like Texas, Arizona, because I live in New Mexico. But I love the mountain states. But that's why
Good luck with that.
Yeah, I mean,
fuel mileage.
That's the best paying job.
Yeah, it's like a goal, you know. And
Wilburner, did you mute yourself? Because I don't hear you.
I can't hear you.
Sorry, I muted myself. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Fuck, that's Brian in technology, dude, right there on the spot. But I did heavy haul and oversized for many years. That piece that Kyle just showed there of the windmill, the midsection there, I've pulled those. I've had buildings, every configuration of equipment.
That's my go-to guy.
Right. I've pulled like heavy equipment, you know, the big John Deere and the combines, all of that kind of stuff. I've actually pulled a house. They moved a house from one location to another, and it's good money and it's great experience. The problem I had with it is it's not steady. Right? It's not steady. If you're going to get into heavy haul and stuff like that, Dottie, go from the Conestoga, then go get yourself a 53-foot step deck with a triaxle, but have the lifting axle, so you can drive it as a tandem, but drop the third axle if you have to. Right? That's what I would suggest. That's just my advice to you. If you're going to go that route, don't go RGN, because then you're limiting yourself. Like, yeah, okay, I've seen guys put loads of bricks on an RGN, and I've seen guys put partial loads of lumber on an RGN. But you're going to be running back and forth across the country a lot with an RGN.
I don't want to get rid of my trailer. It's a 53-foot, and it's low, so I got more cargo space than the ordinary.
Right. Right.
That's why I bought it.
I'm going to grab a cup of coffee. We'll be in the chats.
Okay. See you, Danny. Thanks for popping in. Hope you send Danny. I got Kyle's email. Do you want me to send the clip to Kyle, or do you want to send Dar your email and she'll send you the clip?
I'll send Dar my email.
Okay, cool.
Bye, guys.
Later.
Yeah, I used to run team when I was delivering money.
Yeah.
That's tough.
Delivering money?
Yeah.
Fuck, you're lucky I didn't know you were delivering money, or you wouldn't have been delivering shit. Fuck. Well, you're lucky I didn't know about it.
You might have not known, but when the new quarters came out with each different state in the back,
yeah,
United States, that's when I was delivering money all over the place.
Yeah.
We were a team, and it was neat. It was fun. But,
right on.
It was an experience, and yeah, it's when you run team like that, oh
Yeah.
my goodness, you need to just take time off, step away from the truck for like about 2 or 3 or 4 days. I
Yeah.
mean, not even look at it, because it will like drive you insane.
I've got very limited experience driving team. I did it years and years ago, briefly. A friend of mine at the time, he was on flatbed. He fell off his trailer and busted his arm. Right, and he couldn't afford, with the heavy payment, the truck payment that he had, and the trailer payment, he couldn't afford to shut the truck down and get well. So basically, I parked. And I took 45% of what the truck made, but I drove team with him because he couldn't load and offload the trailer, but he could still drive. He could still manage to drive. Right. So we drove as a team, but I had to do all the loading and unloading. And I'll tell you right now, I'll never run true team with anybody ever again.
Yeah. Well, one thing I got to say about that is
I got it, Kyle.
we were married and we trusted each other with our lives, because I
Yeah.
don't just get in with anybody that because you can't sleep, you know.
Yeah, I know. That was my biggest problem.
I
That was
won't
my
go
biggest
with
problem, was
anybody ever.
sleeping. Yeah. I don't, I'm a lousy freaking passenger in a car. Never mind, being sitting in the passenger seat of a truck. Now, for some reason, I did okay when I had a young guy with me last year and we were training. I was training him. I did okay with that, but I still couldn't sleep. Right. Once I got him up to a level where he could drive unsupervised at certain areas, and I could put my head down on the pillow, it was horrible. I just didn't get any sleep. So
Yeah, you can't. You just
no.
And then
No.
and one thing I wanted to say a little while ago, because you guys were also talking about different jobs and stuff.
Yeah.
And one of the reasons why I came on your show, because, well, I saw myself on the recordings, from the lives and stuff.
Yeah.
I sound horrible. My throat is just giving me a lot of problems. And that's why I got to drink a lot of water.
Yeah.
So, and my breathing and everything, and I feel horrible when I see it. But I'm not really going away forever. But what I'm doing is, because I got 2 professions, my art and this.
Yeah.
I'm trying to juggle them both now. And that is that's hard, because I cannot make appointments for someone to do a book design when I'm 1,000 miles away,
Yeah.
So I got to do everything now like on the internet, and I'm trying to figure that out with bad service sometimes, and
Yeah.
the fuel prices and everything are just not helping. And so I've just been really stressed out lately, like you wouldn't believe.
Oh, I believe you. We've been following you. Dar and I have been following you and supporting you. And we feel you. We know what's going on. And you know what? Breathe. That's all I'm going to say to you, Dottie. Just fucking breathe. Okay? Take a breath.
Well, I gotta say, I look up to you, Brian, like you wouldn't believe. You are like my idol, because you've done more than I have in the same amount of time.
No. You're older than I am. Don't fucking
I know.
even try that. Don't even try to go there. I know. Come on, look at me. Look at you. I know I look older, but you've been doing this longer than I have. You've been trucking 36 years. I'm only 30, so fuck that. You're not aging me. Forget it.
And then like you have, a wonderful, beautiful spouse. That's a pet lover, by the way. And
Yeah, no shit.
yeah, and that is like, and you've held everything together. For me, I mean, all my marbles just went all over the place. As you saw in the videos that I just put out, I was even debating whether I should even put them out. I should just like walk out the door and never come back, because that's what
you did the right thing, Dottie. You did the right thing.
That's what depression does to you as a truck driver, because you're in the truck for too long, and it just
Yeah.
makes you think
Yeah.
crazy stuff. And you've been able to hold it all together, you know.
No,
So,
I haven't. Dottie,
well,
I haven't. Okay. What you see, what I put on this screen and what you guys see is what I want you to see, or what I choose to share with you. But in the amount of years that I've been trucking, I've gone off the rails a few times. You can't do this that long. You can't be in a truck for 8, 9, 10 weeks at a time, come home for 4 days, and then go back out and do it again. You can't do that.
yeah,
Okay. Without, and I've done that. So to say that, you know, yeah, okay, now I'm a little more composed because you know what? I'm winding my career down. I'm a Monday to Friday driver. I leave on Sundays, I'm home by Friday. You know, I don't have those stresses, but there have been times in my career years ago where I came right the hell off the rails and I went right out into left field and stress. I won't say depression. I don't think I've ever suffered from depression, but stress, anxiety, and anger, you know, in my life have pushed me to the breaking point where, you know, I've been fortunate that I've got a good woman that's got a, you know, been able to reel me in type deal. But,
thank
you know,
God for that, you know, Darcy.
yeah. But I just want to say to you that, you know what, I can relate to you, you know, just being out here as long as you have and doing, you know, it's going to happen to all of us. It's not me. And if you look in the comments right now, I'm just briefly trying to talk to you and look at the comments. Everybody in here is saying the same thing. You know, we've all gone crazy out on the road. All of us at some point or another, we've all lost our shit and gone nuts.
Well, just like I commented a little while ago, because I was in Montana. Well, actually, there was 2 deaths, almost one right after another, because I'm coming out of a break because my back went out. So I took 9 days off. I could not get myself to go to work because my back.
Yeah.
Finally got going, and I'm going from New Mexico, actually El Paso, all the way to North Dakota, near the border. Through Denver, through Colorado, I mean, there was an accident, a fatal accident, which held me up like about almost 7 or 8 hours, something like that.
Right.
Got through that, and then from North Dakota, I went to Montana, and I hit that snowstorm that a lot of people got, but I was in the mountains, and so they held that off because one guy jackknifed, and I called in before I got there, and the loader said, "Don't come in yet, because we got a jackknife truck.
Yeah.
We got to take care of that." But like about 15 other trucks got there. Now it is a mess up there, a big muddy, icy mess. So it took them 2.5 days to clear all that stuff. And I'm sitting there from Saturday. Now it's like Tuesday. I'm still sitting up there, kind of like at a little truck stop, little station. And so when, you know, I called the boss, like, "Are we ready to go?" Because if not, I was just going to get out of there. He says, "Yeah, come on in." Because it was a good pain run going from just like northeast of Great Falls, way
Right.
up there in the mountains, and going all the way to Iowa, near Davenport, Iowa.
Yeah.
And, you know, for $6,000, and it was just like it wasn't even a light load. It wasn't a heavy load. Thing
Right.
is, when I called in on like Tuesday, he said, "Come on in, come on in." So I went up there, and a lot of other drivers that were stuck, they went up there. Now, the helicopter's up there, the ambulance, the police, the ranchers, about 15 trucks are up there. It's all jammed up there again because this one driver, he had a heart attack up in the mountains. And
Yeah.
that was like, that broke my heart, but it makes you think, you know, we're out here, and I just came from having a bad back. So now, like, and then, you know, it's just, it's just tough. It's hard to be a truck driver, and
It is.
especially when you're by yourself out here.
Buddy, there's not a single guy out here, and I don't care, you know, anybody that's been doing this more than 10 years, especially, and it doesn't matter, company driver or on an owner operator, but I'm going to focus more on the owner operator because there is a higher stress level to that. There's not a single one of us out here that at some point, and Fate, I think you can agree with me, that at some point in our career, we hit the wall mentally. You will hit that mental fucking wall. And you're going to start doubting yourself, doubting your career, doubting your decisions, doubting your money, doubting your spouse, doubting your fucking cat if you've got one. We've all done it. I've done it more than once in my career. What do you think?
I'm
Yes,
going
no?
through right now. That's kind of like what I'm going through right now. I just hit that wall so hard, and it's just. And then the thing is, you got Dar to help you. I got a family. I don't got anybody but my dog. So I've got to keep going. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No,
What do you
talk.
think?
That's how it was for me. Lately I don't know what to do. It's
This is a topic.
Fusion hit me again.
Dottie, what is your instincts telling you to do?
Keep working.
My instincts are usually what get me through. My gut and my instincts, usually, if I'm smart enough to listen to them, are usually what get me through and make my final decision regardless regarding anything heavy in my life. My instincts and my gut tell me what to do. So I'm asking you, what are your instincts? What is your gut telling you? Not your head, not your heart, not your emotions. What's your gut? The hard question is, what are your guts telling you to do here?
One thing, my dad taught me was to work. If you want something, you got to work for it.
I agree.
I'm working my ass off, trying
Okay.
to,
And if that is what your guts and that's what my gut has told me many a time. Keep working, because if I work myself hard enough, I'll either do one of two things. I'll work myself out of the condition and problem that I've got, or I'll work myself into exhaustion and then I'll take a break. It'll force me to slow down and take a break. Okay. So maybe you're in that position. You just need, if your guts are telling you to keep working, then you know what? Keep working. Sorry, you know what, Fate? I keep cutting you off here, man. Say what you got to say. The floor is yours, brother.
Yeah, just real quick. Hey, I stopped in here because this is a topic that none of us want to talk about, especially as a male. You never want to show any type of weakness. I was an athlete. I played a very aggressive sport. You never wanted to show weakness. Here's the thing. Depression, stress, anxiety aren't weaknesses. They are a product of the environment we're in, what we surround ourselves with. I'm probably opening myself up a little bit more than I typically would. I liked what you said, Brian, about we show people what we want to show on YouTube. Not everybody knows the real deepness of us. Correct. I don't want to see any trucker, female, male, white, black, whatever, out here crying, struggling, stressed, because pushing forward in that condition, I get the desire to keep working. I was raised the same way.
Yeah.
A lot of times we need to take a step back, because if we don't care for ourselves, it doesn't matter how hard we work, what goals we set for ourselves, or anything like that. If we don't care for ourselves, all the things we think we can achieve or want to accomplish freaking fail. And then we feel even worse than we did before. And we're trapped. I've been in jail cells, I've been in jail cells bigger than the bunk of my truck. I have had more the use of a toilet easier in jails than I have out on the road.
Correct.
I could throw so many analogies at you that are real that we all deal with. But the number one thing we need to deal with is right here and right here, our heart and our mind. We
mental
cannot.
Mental
Yeah.
health is, and it's not a topic. It's not a topic, brother, that we talk about.
I know why. I know why we don't, but it's, I don't want to see. I don't want to see you crying, talking about how stressed you are. Like, I have empathy in my life, and to hear that, I know I've been there. I mean, I'm not going to open myself up too much, but I've been there, and we all have. I know we all have, and especially if you're a business owner. Like, learning how to shut the business off and care for yourself is the hardest thing to do.
I struggle
in my opinion.
Ain't that the truth?
I struggle with that today. I have driven my truck and operated my business while I've been sick, puking out the door window or the driver's window, broken bones. I've driven and worked through conditions that I shouldn't have. And looking back, going, obviously was stupid to do. I would never do that. I would now take the time for myself, whether it be my mental health or my physical health. I would take the time. But through our career, we can probably count many a times where we haven't. And why is that? Why? Because you know what? My name is Brian. And I'm a big, bad, fucking tough fucking ex-biker that I can fucking clear out a bar and I can do this and I can do that. I can drive 900 miles a day on 3 hours of sleep, blah, 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 blah. And you know what? At the end of the day, fuck, I can't. Not without blowing.
One thing that I've discovered lately is, because I meet truck drivers all over the place. Some they want to go out and some want a team, but like you guys here that I've met, this community that I've met here on YouTube, like Fistful of Dollars, I call him Clint, just joking around and stuff. FB Trucking, I didn't know it was Fate Trucking, and then Nomadic Britain stuff. Well, you guys are my friends, and I listen to you guys even though I'm not interacting, but you guys really make me feel like I'm not alone out here.
Well, you're not.
Because
what I find now, I'm taking this from experience because I've been through hell and back. My deployments kept me on outposts away from everybody for months at a time. But it takes a community of fellow truckers like each and every one of you and family that supports you for your end game, if that makes any sense.
No, you're absolutely correct. I'm a good example of that.
I saw a comment earlier about somebody had to jump out of the chat because their daughter called them.
That was me. That was me.
Okay. I laughed, not because I thought it was funny, because I've received that same phone call, and it seems to come at the right time. It seems, my daughter's in college now, so she doesn't live at home anymore, and it's the first time her away from the nest. So the minute I saw that comment, I related to it. But once again, I cannot stress enough, when you are stressed, when you are depressed, I'll say this as somebody that likes to keep stuff close to my chest, and I walk around like I'm Mr. Big Billy Badass or whatever. You need to tell people, and you're doing that right now. I cannot stress enough. Don't continue to stop. Do not get wrapped up in your own, and I'm saying this with respect, do not get wrapped up in your own sorrow, because we've all experienced sorrow. Every trucker has experienced sorrow.
You gotta set goals, and you gotta set boundaries, and you gotta set your end game. You gotta get from point A to point B. It's up to you to figure out how to do that. My goal is to bust my ass off, provide for my children. Of course, that was the phone call because my daughter wanted some money because she wanted to go with her girlfriends out to go see a movie. Go figure. And of course, me, I can't say no to her because she's my boss.
Yep.
You gotta keep a clear mind. Don't let the outside forces, like an angel on your right shoulder and the devil on your left shoulder, try to tell you what to do. You got to have a clear mind, because if you don't have a clear mind and you're driving that 80,000 pound truck, you're setting yourself up for failure.
One more thing, and I'll bounce out of here because I want to keep listening to you guys. Understand the power of thoughts. Understand, kind of like talking about goals and things like that. Your thoughts have power, and you can change your perspective at any moment. And it's not easy. I'm not trying to make it sound easy. Coming from somebody that's battled depression, anxiety, stress, loss of a marriage, loss of house, loss of cars, the list can go on and on. Your thoughts, your opinion on yourself control a lot of how you feel. It really does.
Agree.
And what?
I agree. Absolutely agree.
And I want you to know, from a guy sitting at a truck stop in Wisconsin, I hope tomorrow's better for you. And I empathize. Like I have heart for you. Even though I don't know you. You can always
reach out to me too.
Yeah. I'm just
I have
saying,
the gift of gab.
I have empathy for all of you. Great topic tonight. I want to jump out and keep watching, okay?
Thanks for stopping in, Fade. Appreciate your words, man.
Have a great night.
You too, brother.
Later.
Dottie, I just want to say something, and it was something that Dollars just said here a minute ago. Set your goals, but I think even more importantly, and this is something that took me a lot of years, and I do it religiously now, set your boundaries, okay? I have a goal. I've always got a goal, okay? And once I reach that goal, I set another goal. And goals can your goals can change, right? You've always set your goal. When you get to that level, you move on. My boundaries have never moved. Once I learned how to set boundaries in my life, especially when it came to my business, because for too many years I ran around as that guy running down the highway at 85 miles an hour with my hair on fire, breaking all the rules, doing what I want, and basically spinning my wheels and not getting anywhere, allowing people to take advantage of me, taking advantage of other people, losing my self-respect and other people's respect. And once I was able to wrap my head around a certain set of boundaries, and I kept myself within those boundaries, and that started to stabilize my life. Now those boundaries are also in regards to other people, whether it be you or Dollars or Britt or my wife or anybody that I deal with on a daily or in a business. I have boundaries, and there are certain things that are acceptable to me, and there are certain things that are not acceptable to me, and those boundaries will not move today, right? But it took me years. It did, Dottie. It took me years to be able to get those boundaries in place.
Yeah.
You might have to look at something like that at this point in your life.
Well, mental health has always been an issue with me. You might know this because I think you saw my videos, but it's been like I feel like I've been an outcast all my life.
Right.
Just feels.
Most of us have been outcasts. That's why we're in this profession. We've all been. I guarantee you, probably 80% of this channel right now are a bunch of black sheep of the family.
I hear you.
Right?
Yeah, absolutely.
I found myself alone. I found myself out in the middle of.
My father's my best friend, but when I was a teenager, my dad said I would never amount to anything, and he told me, was about 4 months ago, he was surprised at how much I'd grown to where I am now.
Yeah. I hear
because
you.
I couldn't keep $1 in my pocket. I'm like freaking $1 go in my hand and it go right out the door. It'd rather be for beer or back in my wild days used to be pot or strippers or whatnot. Nowadays, I can take a freaking quarter and turn it into $5.
Yeah.
I was gonna say that I wasn't sure about everybody here in this community, and
right.
that's why I was like already headed out the door, you know, because things
We're a
are
bunch of
like,
colorful characters.
And we went like this, Dottie. We saw you going out the door, and we went, "Whoa, Lasso, bring that broad back in here, get that bitch back in," and that's what we did. And there you are, sitting on my live right now.
yeah,
Yeah.
Can I
You know
add
what?
something to this?
I'm sorry, Brett. We keep talking, and
Yeah,
but
Brett's been
No,
quiet.
I'm just being polite because
you know what,
that's the way I was
sir? The
brought up.
floor is yours, Brett. Go ahead.
Evening, chaps and young lady. All I will say is that with regard to what you're talking about, young lady, I've got a couple of things I'm dealing with at the moment, and on top of that, I don't have any family here, no nothing, because my family is back in England. I will say to you, you know, if you want somebody to talk to, by all means, get my number from Brian. Brian knows what's going on in my world at the moment, because feeling like you've got nobody around you is a terrible, terrible thing. And you shouldn't feel like that. You should feel that there is lots of people that are just a phone call away, or maybe not a phone call away, maybe they're just down the street and whatever. Don't ever let things get on top of you like that to that point, because you get one shot at life. Make it count. And you shouldn't.
Facts.
You just shouldn't get down like that. Like I say, you know, that's easy for me to say, because like I say, I'm not going to go into it. You know, I've got, like I say, a few people know what's going on with me at the moment, and that's because I've got 110% trust in those people. It's not that I don't trust anybody else, but I'm limited to my little circle of people that and even the guy with the pink T-shirt knows. So, like I say,
This one's for Dottie. This one's for Dottie. Hey,
I was just saying to the young lady that you know what's going on in my world at the moment, and I'm trying to explain to her that I don't have anybody here or anything. You know, I've got no family, and I'm very reliant on this circle, and I'm very reliant on this very small circle of people that do know what's going on. And I was just saying to her that if she wants to talk, by all means, get my number from you and whatever, because you don't want to be locked away in this 8-foot square box in your feelings, because this is the worst job because you spend so much time driving forward, and you have way too much time to think about everything, and we overthink it and stuff like that. And for a little while, I was getting that state, but now, like Mr. Fistful says, I've set targets and things like that. So my life is going in a much better direction with everything, and extremely fast, because I'm just focused on that. I'm not focused on anything else. I just switched off to the rest of the world, you know?
Yeah.
That's all I wanted to say on that. And so to the young lady, don't get down, you know. There's lots of people out there.
Yeah, Dottie, that series that you did on YouTube, I enjoyed it. That was pretty good.
The what?
The series.
The series you put out.
Yeah.
And I thought I had the gift of gab.
Well,
you wrote a whole novel. And it was good.
I said way too much, and that's why I wasn't going to put it. Like I said, I was just going to like silently just go away.
Nah, you can't. Once you're in the abyss of us, you cannot leave.
Dar gave me the strength to carry on, you know, because she's expecting it. And
you gotta pull up. You gotta pull up your pants.
Hung on to me.
You gotta pull up your pants, dust yourself off, and can you continue driving on? You gotta do it for yourself. You know what you're capable of. Each one of us is capable of doing amazing things. Even though sometimes we might not agree with each other, but at the end of the day, we all got each other's backs.
It's true. It is true.
Like no offense against you, Brett, but sometimes you just drive me nuts because you just I don't sugarcoat nothing. Sometimes you come off as a know-it-all. But the more I listen to you, the more I understand your sanity, if that makes any sense.
I love listening to him talk.
Okay.
I love his accent.
I don't know. I don't mean to come across as being pompous and whatever. It's just that, if I do, then I stand corrected.
What I'm saying is the more I listened to you throughout the months, because I've been on YouTube for a while, the more I understood you. No. You're cool now because now I understand your method to your madness.
Yeah, I mean, I'm one thing I don't. I mean, I don't like drama. So what? I just talk about work stuff, trucking related. I don't put my private life out there because I see what people do with your private life, and
Thank
so
you,
like I say, my private life is my private life. You know.
Absolutely.
My private life's my truck. That's
I
it.
know, but there's limits to what I'll go to that I will ever speak about on YouTube because I'm just that type
No,
of
you
person.
give somebody an ounce of information and they'll tell it to somebody, then they'll tell it to somebody, and by the time it gets to the 10th person, it's so damn distorted and way out of proportion. It's just like, ugh.
But that's also dollars. That's also the community. Okay, like truck drivers are like old women. It doesn't matter. We're a bunch of cackling old fucking hens that love rumor, that love gossip, that love that love to stir the pot. And it doesn't matter if you're 65 years old or 25 years old. If you're
Well,
a
how the hell
truck
does
driver,
Gar put up with you?
fuck if I know. I'm the one wearing the pink shirt. How the hell would I know?
That's what I'm saying. Any trucker with a pink shirt, I got questions.
This is for Dottie. I put the pink one on for Dottie. You know what? Got the pink
I
shirt.
understand this is a no ask, don't tell policy.
I'll buy
I
one
want
as
to
soon
know.
as I can. I haven't gotten paid in 2 weeks, so as soon as I can, I'll order some stuff from you guys.
You don't have to order shit. I'll send you this one. I'll wash it and sell.
Hey, Dottie, you drink coffee?
Huh?
You drink coffee?
Yep, I got my own coffee maker.
I got 4 cases of mugs that came in, and if I can get your point of contact, I'll send you one for my logistics side and my transportation. So you got 2 mugs coming to you, but you got to send me your point of contact.
What a banana puss. What a family. What a name.
Banana Puss. Yeah.
Who the hell is that? I saw that name. I'm like,
heard of you, Banana Puss.
I don't know. I saw Banana Puss in here tonight, and then I was asking because I hadn't seen Banana Puss in a while, but Banana Puss has been around for a while. I remember, I think a couple of months ago.
I thought it was a troll account.
No, I don't think it's a troll.
How
It's
can
not
you
a
forget
troll.
that name?
But no, Banana Puss is all right. As long as let's see here. Yeah,
You owner operator there, Dottie?
Huh?
Are you an owner op?
Except I'm contracted to D&E.
Yeah, but she owns her own truck. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Man, you enjoy driving them damn freaking snowy ass mountains. You're crazy.
Yeah, I got tired of being a company driver, so with being an owner operator, I was able to.
I love being an owner op.
towards my
I
goals
cannot
and my
see myself
dreams.
any other way. I vowed never to work for somebody again because the fucking micromanaging is out of control.
Yeah, I got tired of being taken advantage of. So, because I'm little, I'm in a guy's world, and I've been.
You're not in a guy's world. Anybody can drive a truck. Well,
I was going to say anybody can drive a truck.
yeah,
It's not
look
a bloke's world.
at these mega carriers. They'll hire anybody.
Yeah.
I work for
They
I
won't pay
contract to a
nothing.
mega carrier.
Yeah.
You're
I'm
just
contracted to-
you're just one of those a contract. Well, no, I find. Well, I mean, nothing wrong with contracting onto a company if it's like a mom and pop, but working for these mega carriers, there's enough. To me, this is just my opinion. You're just an overpaid employee.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, but I mean, I'm contracted obviously with Schneider on their bulk side. I don't have a lot of contact with them because I book all my loads. I'll be lucky if I speak to anybody from Schneider once every couple of months because it's so automated with what I do, and I'm just left alone. And I just get on,
Good.
You guys
and I
don't
send it, and I'll send like an email in once a week just to make sure that they get all my invoices correct, and they'll just say, "Yep."
Are
and
you the
that's
one
it.
that sold? Are you the one that sold your truck?
Sold my truck? No,
Who the
I
hell
bought
am
this
I
brand.
thinking of?
I don't know. I got this has got like 1.1 million miles on it now.
Somebody
run.
sold their truck for
Sterling
Google
is selling his truck.
No, this was a couple months ago. Somebody sold their truck because the market was high, and then he was.
Stuart.
I thought it was
You think it's Stuart?
Maybe it was Stuart. I thought it was Britt. Somebody sold their truck.
No. Stuart sold his truck.
And then started working with Coach and them, and I'm just like,
that's Stuart.
I think it was.
Oh,
Stuart.
okay, my bad.
Look at I just threw a comment up there. It's Truckers Anonymous, and he says we may be a dysfunctional bunch, but we work together. Something that I've seen just here tonight, okay, just tonight on this channel tonight, and it's something we don't see very often, and it's what we're seeing. Okay, we've got a bunch of old truck drivers just sitting around shooting the shit, talking about a topic being mental health, stress, anxiety. We're talking about all of this. These aren't common topics, and these are things that aren't usually talked about out in the open. And we've done that very openly tonight, because as a community, a YouTube community, but even more as a trucking community, we are way too quick to turn on each other and run each other into the dirt. And look around, man. Britt, you've been around a long time. Dollars, you've been doing this. Dottie, you've been doing this a long time. In this business, okay, it is easier to run another guy into the dirt or run him into the ground. And even if it's YouTube related, run them into the ground. It's easier to run someone down than it is to build them up. Right. We should be supporting each other, helping each other, backing each other, and building each other up.
Yeah, you know darn well that there's some YouTubers out here that don't really care.
Come on, man. Of course I know that. Of course I know that.
Because some people think their shit don't fucking stink and their farts give them away. I'm sorry, but that's the goddamn truth.
Well, you know what? But that's a choice. That's called a choice.
Yeah, I know.
We have a choice. You can either watch that or you don't. I choose not to watch that, and I choose not to get involved with it. You don't ever see it on my channel. Yeah, okay, I stand here and I smoke cigars and I swear and I say some pretty unspiritual things once in a while when I rant. But at least I don't want drama. I don't think Britt would be sitting here on our channel if there was. And there's other people that are in my channel right now that are in this chat that if this was a drama channel and we were running people into the ground and making fun of other channels, and if that was going on, I wouldn't have these people in here. I'd rather be doing this. I'd rather sit here and talk with you and Dottie and Britt and talk about mental health and how do we help each other as a trucking community. Yeah, okay, let's talk about rates. Let's talk about trucks. Every once in a while, we'll talk about beer, broads, and booze. And okay, big deal. But let's work to get each other going, help each other, build each other, poke a little fun at each other now and then. There's nothing wrong with that. But I'd like to try to keep more of that. I don't want to watch a fellow trucker sit on my channel and fucking cry because she's stressed, frustrated, at the end of her rope. She's against the wall, and this industry has done that to her. I don't want to watch that. I want to help that. I don't know about you guys.
You guys are.
Right.
That's why, like I said, I was about to just throw in the towel and just go back to my art and start all that process again. But I've climbed so much to where I'm at right now. You know, I mean, like I've been doing this for long. I can't just throw all this trucking away. But what it's done to me, it's changed my life for the bad and for the good. And when, like, I'm trying to do this all single-handedly, when I realized I'm not alone. And
right.
Just, I guess, with all this film that I had, these videos, I was up there in Montana, you know, taping everything. And now that because I went to just near the Canadian border on the other side of Lake Superior, that's where I'm coming from. And when I did that, you know, I'm still thinking, should I just put it out? Should I put it out? And Okay, so I went ahead and did it, but Dar, what she had told me that, you know, she's expecting something from me. So I didn't want to let her down. And I guess through that little bit of, other than that, I would have been gone. You know, you wouldn't see me here. But with that little bit of line that she sent to me, I guess it, like just got a hold of me, and it wouldn't leave me alone. It just hung on to me. So, like now, you know, I wasn't even going to get on the show because my throat, it hurts, and then I have breathing problems and stuff. But I'm glad I did, because you guys are like, you know, it's a blessing that I have friends like you guys, and like you said, Wilburner and Clint. We got to stick together, and I can't let this beat me down. I can't. You know, I'm tougher than that. I know I'm tougher than that. But it will.
That's the worst. That's the worst thing you could do, is actually walk away, because then you're making your life even harder, actually. Because if you're you know, like I say, in this realm, you get to talk to people, and we do get reliant on that. And if you walk away from that, your life's, you're making yourself worse, you know, because you're just boxing yourself into a smaller box, and then a smaller box, and a smaller box.
Take adversity and smile at it.
Right. So yeah, so that would be the worst thing. I backed off with a lot of stuff. I don't do videos at the moment because my heart and mind is not in it. But I'm still here, and I will go on certain shows like Brian or Snorlord. There's about 2 or 3 people I'll go on. The rest of it, not the least bit interested. But that's all I would say to you, young lady, is persevere. You know, and just talk to people. Don't hide in your own feelings, because that's the worst thing you could possibly do. I learned that with certain things, and I've changed that, you know.
Yeah.
So
take that Hellcat there, Dottie, and go to the track and just take your frustrations out on a quarter mile.
Dottie, as well, Chicken Hawk had something. I just put it on the screen, and that is some really good advice. Take a break. If you're able to, take a break as an owner operator. There's no shame in stepping back from the game. If you need that time for yourself, step out. Get yourself back into your art for a couple of weeks. You're a fantastic, talented artist. You know what? Take that break. Get out of the truck for a couple of weeks. Get the wheels, get the sound of those wheels out of your head. Get the sound of that running engine out of your head. Clear your head, clear your mind, clear your spirit, clear your heart. Get into your art for a couple of weeks, and then, you know what? Maybe a couple of weeks, a month, whatever you need. Then step back into it slowly and go again. There's no shame in stepping out.
That's what I thought, just like I did when I took time out and I started acting for like 4 months, right?
Right.
And I was thinking of doing that, but right now, being that I got the payment for this truck, I got, and the trailer, and then with the fuel prices and the rates and all this, and then the maintenance problems, those are the ones that nickel and diming me to death here. I can't do it financially. I have to just hang on to the wheel and just keep on driving as hard as I can.
I hear you.
It's
hard. It's hard when we're out here doing this because we have to, not because we want to. Yeah. Right? When you're out here because you're chasing a dollar because you're behind, that's running with your back already against the wall, right? Because you're constantly trying to play catch up. And God damn it, I've done that too. And that is hard. That is hard running. Britt, you know what the hell I'm talking about. Digging yourself out of that hole is not easy.
Right, and we've had that, and like I say, me and you have had a couple of conversations about what's going on. Exactly. And that's why I say that. And that's why I say that if young Dodie wants to talk, by all means, get my number from you, because I can bounce an awful lot of things off of her, and she can probably bounce a lot of things off me. it's tough. But apart from that, everybody, I need to jump out because I've got some paperwork to actually sort. But nice to talk to you, chaps. Nice to talk to you, young lady.
Take care of yourself. Brother.
And like I say, and young lady, I'm there. Talk to Brian. I have no problem talking to you and whatever, because I'm going through some different things at the moment. So, and like I say, I'm here alone. So, you know, you don't need to get down on your feelings. You just need to stay positive and just focus, you know? So
Right on.
With that being said, Rule Britannia, and I'll talk to you guys again.
Thanks, Mark. We'll talk to you later.
Laters.
All right, man. There you go, Dottie. Like, think about this, right? There's Mark, or that's nomadic Brit. He's here from England. No family, no nothing. He's very much like you. He runs that truck. He's, well, you know, most of the time he's out 5, 6, 7, 8 weeks at a pop. You know, he's been there, repairs, chasing the dollar, trying to keep the truck healthy. Something breaks, puts him back. You know, there's always this. That's a really good. Dottie, I've got your email and I've got Nomadic's phone number. So if you want, he just said it there. I'll send you his phone number if you want. Okay. And I've got your email, so I'll send it to you later tonight or tomorrow morning. Okay.
Okay.
It's your choice. If you want to call him, it's entirely up to you, but he said it was okay. So
sure. Yeah. Yeah.
You're not alone out here. You're not.
That's what I found, that I'm not alone out here, and I've known that. Thing is, I've known that, but it's, you know, it's kind of like a mental case with me. Like, what the hell's going on with my life?
Right.
I screwed it up so bad. That's why I don't take drugs or, you know, mess with the law. But
think about this.
Up for me. I don't know how in the heck that happened.
Okay, but think about this, Dottie. Right now, where are you? What time is it where you are?
4 o'clock.
It's 4 o'clock in the afternoon. You're 4 hours behind me. Okay.
Yeah, I was just gonna say it's like almost
7. Here. I'm in Gillette, Wyoming.
Okay, well, regardless, if it's 4 o'clock in the afternoon, that means it's 7 hours until midnight. And guess what happens at midnight? Sweetheart, you get to wake up and it's a brand new day and you get to start fresh all over again.
Yeah.
Stop thinking so hard about what your life is and how badly you've screwed it up. Start looking at tomorrow's a new goddamn day. I got a clean slate and I get to start all over again. I get to do this day all over again. I get to, you know, you're going to have stress and you've got problems and you've got day-to-day issues, but you can deal with those in the moment. Okay? You can't go back and change 20 years ago. You can't. I don't give a fuck who you are. You don't have a time machine. You don't have a magic wand. You don't have a magic unicorn with rainbows. You don't have it. Deal with what you're dealing with today. Stay in today. Work today. Go to bed tonight. You wake up tomorrow. It's a brand new fucking day. You start with a clean slate and work from there. If you can break it down to its simplest form, it'll alleviate all of the background clutter and all the shit that's in your head. Try to break your day down to its simplest form. What do you need to do today to survive? What do I need to do? I got to pay my bills. I got to run my truck. I got to deliver a load. I got to maybe clean up a little of this over here. I got some debt. I got to maybe take care of that. But aside from all of that, everything that you're dragging in that big old fucking sack behind you from 20 years ago, 30 years ago, 20, whatever, you can't change it. You can't do jack shit about it. One of the best pieces of advice that was ever given to me in my entire life was I called some guy, a dear friend of mine, and I was in tears and I was crying. And I said to him, I said, Jack, I'm at the end of my rope. I don't know what to do. I'm at the end of my rope. And the best advice this old man gave me, he said, Brian, let go of the rope. Dottie, let go of the fucking rope.
Okay.
Okay?
Yeah.
All right.
Ed, coming from you it's a blessing.
Well, God damn it. I'm going to start charging people for this shit, man. Like this, I'm going to hang a fucking, God damn it.
Turning into a Dr. Phil.
Dude, I'm not saying anything. I'm not saying anything all I'm saying is saying anything here that's an original thought. None of these are my original thoughts. I've either just lived it, or somebody else a lot smarter than me has passed the advice on to me, and I'm just cycling it and giving it to you. That's all.
You want to know one thing I do, and I've learned this a long, long time ago. I'll tell you a little quick story. I'm in Pennsylvania going through a toll, and I was a company driver. I used to drive a reefer, and I didn't have enough because I had like $22 in my pocket, but the toll was $33. So I had to pull over and call in my dispatcher for, so he can write me a card, a check for that much. Well, I was waiting, and it was raining. I was waiting there, in the office, and the cashier, he was giving this one guy, and he was like an Arabian guy, and he was just being real prejudiced with him. And because that guy didn't have no money at all, right? He was a truck driver.
Yeah.
I'm waiting for my dispatcher. I'm on hold, and I'm hearing him go back and forth. So I finally said, you know what? How much is his toll? And the cashier, he says, why? You can't pay it. I says, well, how much is it? He says, $12.75. So I gave him $12.75 cash right there.
Right.
That other guy, the other driver, he was relieved. Like, finally, thank you for helping me. And because he was going back and forth in the rain. And I got my check. I paid him. That cashier was so rude to even both of us now. Yeah. That other driver, he was waiting for me out in the rain. He says, pull over to the next exit. I'll pay you your $12.75. I told him, you don't owe me nothing. You just, if you find someone that needs help, you just help them. That's how you pay.
Yeah.
That's one thing I've learned a long time ago.
Yeah.
And it will. It's like we help each other. I had never met the guy. I'll never see him again.
Nope.
But I'm pretty sure he's helped someone out. But
you know what? I've been on both ends of that. I've helped somebody, and I've had somebody help me.
Yeah.
I've been on both ends of that. I've been down to my last fucking like $2. I've got fuel in my tanks. I've got everything I need, but I don't have $1 to my name. I don't have enough to buy a sandwich, and I've had somebody step up, and I've been a recipient. But on the other hand, I try if I can when I'm in a position to turn around and do the same thing. Yeah. And I try to focus mostly on military vets and shit like that. Try to help them out if I can. But I've been on, like I said, I've been on both ends of that. I've been the recipient of somebody's good deed, and I've tried to pass that on if I can. Believe me, if I don't have it, I don't. But if I've got it, fine, no problem.
I just see you guys as really smart and intelligent. I just gotta say.
Oh, well, now you're getting carried away. You've been drinking.
I was gonna say I'm becoming the Rock.
You've been fucking drinking in there. What are you smoking in that truck? Jesus, come on.
Advice from me, you'll screw up big time.
No. You know what? Again, there's nothing that I've said here or that any of these guys in here tonight have said. That nothing is an original thought. I didn't create or think any of this shit up. It's just really good. Either I've lived it and experienced it, or it's been really good advice that somebody's given me and it worked for me, and I'm just passing it on to you. Simple as that, man. Believe me, I'm not a fucking genius. I'm not a smart guy. I've just been doing this like you. I've been out here doing this a long time. That's all.
Yeah. Well, you shine like a star,
Wow. I'm a pink shirt wearing star right now, baby.
Yeah, I will. Like I said, as soon as I get paid out here.
No, Dottie, no, you're not paying for the shirt. I'll give you send Darlene an address that we can send it? Like you've already sent me an email before, so you know what my email address is. Send us an address. Give me an address, Dottie, and I'll send you the shirt. Okay? You don't have to buy it off me. I'll send you a shirt.
One thing that cracked me up last night, because I couldn't sleep. I only had like about 2 hours of sleep last night. And so I got on the internet. Sterling is in there. He's doing a live. All of a sudden you get on there and you say, holy crap, what are you guys doing out here? And I thought to myself, I was thinking the same thing. Like, my goodness, they're out here in the middle of the night. And then now I see Sterling on there. Like, doesn't that guy ever sleep? Like,
you know what it was is Dar went to bed. I was watching TV and I fell asleep out in my little man cave room. I fell asleep in the chair. So for me, I woke up at some point and it's like, oh shit, I had to get up and go pee. And when I got up, my phone was right there on the side of my recliner and I could see Sterling. I saw the notification, Sterling was live. So I went into Sterling, and then I looked at the time and I'm going, Jesus, it's 2:30 in the morning. Like, what are you people doing? 2:30 in the morning. Do you guys not go to sleep? Do you not work? Do you not like? And then I realized, well, Sterling works nights, right? He runs through the night. So obviously, but like again, there had to be. I know Chicken Hawk was in there, and there was a couple.
Nevada live.
He had 9 or 10 people in there at 2:30 in the morning, and I'm going, well, okay, I'm going to go to the bathroom. I'm going to watch this for. Next thing you know, I'm sitting here like this, right? I've got my phone. And I'm watching Sterling like this, and I'm doing this. I'm like, huh? Like I'm falling asleep. I'm going, what am I doing? I went and climbed into bed with Dar, right? I'm like, no, I'm going to bed. I must be an idiot. 2:30 in the morning, and I'm watching YouTube. I'm like, Jesus H.
Well,
I got another shit
too, because I'm the same way. I woke up and I couldn't go back to sleep, and okay, I didn't really interact with them because I'm trying to go back to sleep. And there he is, Sterling,
Yeah, Sterling says I like emotional bunt cakes. Yeah. I hear you, Sterling.
A diehard, he is a diehard. Sterling is a diehard.
Oh, Sterling, I love you. Since I found Sterling a couple of months ago, and Sterling's the bomb.
He doesn't have an off switch.
No, he doesn't. And I love him for it. I admire that. There's no off switch. I do like that he, unlike myself, Sterling does have a filter, right? I do like that about him. I don't have I try to have a filter. It's just not my nature, right? When it comes to I try to let the second thought in my head be the first one out of my mouth, because if I say the first thing I'm thinking, it's usually wrong or really obscene, right? So if Sterling has that ability, he's got a good filter. So
I didn't know he was listening. His ears must have been itching or something.
Oh, you know what? That's the other thing about him. He's a sneaky little bastard. He's always slinking around the nearest corner. You never know where Sterling's going to pop up. Sterling, I filter because my daughter is probably watching. Well, you know what, Sterling? I hope your daughter's not watching me. That's it. I hope it's okay if you and Red Lady, but I hope your daughter doesn't watch me. So we're all good. And you know what? I appreciate that about him. I do. That filter that he's got, and I like the way he talks. I like the way he presents himself. I like the way he operates his lives, and he brings us in on different shit, and he brings other stuff onto the screen and shows us. You know what, man? I'll sit and watch that all day long if I got time. Like he says, I'm an emotional bunt cake when it comes to shit like that. Sterling is my like a squirrel. When you see squirrel, that's him. He's my squirrel. I look at Sterling and I go, Sterling, shiny. He's a really good distraction for me.
This morning I woke up so hungry just watching him from last night.
Say it again. What?
I woke up so hungry because he's showing food all night long.
Yeah.
Food.
There you go, Sterling. Sterling watches with his pants unzipped. That a boy. That a boy. Oh, we appreciate that, man. You know what? You're a rebel. You're a rebel underneath, and we know it. Oh wow. So Sterling, I'm gonna try to look at some of these comments, but you know what? I don't know. You guys are so. By the time I read the first 3 at the top, there's 7 more at the bottom. I can't keep up that fast. Besides, now you guys have had 12 other side conversations. I don't know what any of you are talking about because you're talking to each other and answering each other's questions and asking each other questions. I don't know what the hell you're talking about. I'm the doctor that does the prostate checks no-handed. All right. Hey, you know what? I heard who said it earlier tonight? Somebody was saying earlier tonight, James Best is looking for a prostate exam. There you go, Sterling. Go sign yourself up for that.
That man's being quiet.
Oh, man. Anyway. How you feeling now, Dottie? You okay, babe?
Yeah, I'm feeling okay. I'm feeling a lot better than I was earlier. And it's just been, like I said, when I found out that guy died and I'm pretty much watching him put him in the ambulance, and that was like surreal, it was like things can, I got to really be careful with, and I'm just coming off of a break that I took way too long because my back went out.
Right.
Not get myself to get back to work. Once I got back going, then I was good because I got a bad back. And that's, like I'm trying to do this all myself. And then when all that hit, it was tough. It was like an emotional roller coaster ride, and I just had to hang on. And then what pissed me off today was because my truck had been running great, right?
Yeah.
I got a tarp. Tomorrow I'm supposed to be in Norfolk, Nebraska, because I'm getting a new tarp on there, which is costing me pretty much about $6,000, something like that.
Yeah, they're not cheap.
And so I talked to my mechanics. I told them, can you just have them send it to Minnesota, and I'll take care of it in a couple of weeks or something.
Yeah.
Well, okay, what pissed me off, they said, okay, so I got all that done. I got my CPA's waiting for papers from me for my taxes, my truck payment, all this. And then now that I'm coming back from basically Lake Superior back to Wyoming,
right,
engine light goes on again. Like, oh, come on, like I don't need that right now. Like, I'm trying to run my truck as best I can.
Yeah.
Like I said, I'm nickel and dimed out. And like Shannon was going through that a few weeks ago. That will, if you don't get that's why this old truck. It's not a lot of electrical stuff.
Yeah.
An old 379.
Yeah.
It's something basically mechanical. I'm thinking it's my ABS cables, my front tires or something. I'm thinking that. I'm hoping.
Yeah.
But I can't afford to take it back in the shop again, and I hope I don't get inspected.
What do you got for an engine?
Welcome to trucking, huh? Yeah.
Dottie, what motor do you got in that? You got a Cat, right? What do you got? 3406 or a C15?
C15.
C15. You got the single turbo or the twin?
Twin turbo.
Twin turbo. Yeah. You got a big motor there.
Yeah, it has like 600. It's either 600 or 650 horsepower.
Yeah.
And like I said, I had got it because my goals and my dreams. Okay, this is one thing I learned in Kung Fu. Is, if you're gonna hit somebody, don't just hit them, right? You gotta hit them. You gotta aim for that wall they're standing in front of that's 10 feet behind them.
Yes.
They're in the way. So,
Yeah.
you know, and that's what I thought about this when I bought this truck. Okay, I'm going to drive a Conestoga, but I'm really going for the big beefy stuff to,
Yep.
you know, for heavy haul and stuff. I set my standards, my goals, and everything up high. I'm aiming high.
Yeah.
It's a hard road to climb. It is. You know, I don't know who gave me that. I guess that dream that I have that, you know, that it can come true and you can do it. I don't know if you know or you probably heard. His name is Bubba. He's out of Florida. He has beautiful. He has a big old huge ranch. He's a truck driver. He's a big dude. I met him one time, and he knows.
No, I don't know him.
Yeah,
ring a bell.
Never heard of him.
Yeah, and he does heavy haul. And okay, that's a big dude. He comes with the package and everything. I'm little, but I'm gonna try that. So he gave me to aim high, you know, aim for the wall, not just the guy that's just right there.
Yeah.
So that's why I got such a big motor. That's why I wasn't looking at the fuel prices. Besides, back then when I got it 2 years ago, they were good.
Right.
Things have kind of taken a nosedive on me now. But
Yeah.
I wish I could just cut it all off and take a vacation, but I can't.
Yeah, it's unfortunate, and I've been where you are, where you know you get down and then you build it back up, you build that bank account back up, and then you get your head above, finally get your head above water. You know, you're paying your bills, everything's getting paid. You get a couple of bucks in the bank, and then a check engine light. There goes $3,000. You know. Then, okay, you work your way out of that a couple of weeks, another couple of pays. You're going, okay, look at this. Everything's good. You know, I've had stretches where I've gone 6, 8, 10 months and had nothing and made a punt load of money. And then I've gone stretches where I've gone 3, 6, 8 months where every second week that check engine light came on, and every time it did, it was like a $3,000. Like I'd be calling Dar. I'm in Ohio. Truck went in, $3,000. I'd be calling her 7 days later. I'm in fucking Minneapolis. Truck went in, $5,500. You know, there's nothing you can do. It's nothing that I'm doing, right? It's just, it's the nature of the business. And another terminology I use, it's the price we pay for doing business. If you're going to be in business, and that's what we are as owner-operators, we're business people, right? Like 20 years ago, we were truck drivers. As owner-operators, we were truck drivers and we were owner-operators. Nowadays, we're not truck drivers first. We're business people first. We're truck drivers second. Now, the price you're going to pay for doing business is that goddamn check engine light, Dottie. You know?
That's why I sold that Freightliner that I had.
Yeah.
My first truck I bought. The truck was a lemon. I'm like, okay, it had all the things, because you and I are backwards on that. You went from an old Pete to a Freightliner. I went from a Freightliner to an old Pete. And
well, I went from, let's see, I'll go back to say 2008. I went from a 2008 Peterbilt, right? I had a 2008 Pete.
Mine's a 7.
I ran that till 2014, and then I grabbed hold of the new technology. Right at that time, it was all the EGR, DPF, and all that shit had come out, but they still hadn't worked it out. So in 2014, I grabbed hold and bought a new Volvo. Right, nightmare. Not great truck, comfortable, but plagued with EGR problems, injector issues, DPF issues. Dottie, every second day that light was on, that check engine light was on. I was basically driving from one city to the next, from Volvo dealership to Volvo dealership with that truck. So then I went, screw this. I went back. I panicked. I did. I panicked. And this was like a turning stone in my career. I panicked
Yeah,
and went,
you got a lot of
I'm done with it.
responsibility.
I'm done with it. I'm done with this new technology. I have no faith in it. I'm losing my shirt. I had to rebuild it. I blah, blah, blah. So I sold it. And I bought the 97 W9, the Kenworth, the W9 that I had. Great truck, 60 series Detroit, 500 horse, 18-speed twin stick transmission. It was beautiful. It had all the beautiful chrome and all the shit on it. I couldn't drive it. My body, I just couldn't. It hurt me to drive the truck. It wasn't ergonomically comfortable for me to drive that truck. On top of that, I was getting the best I could turn out of that truck was 5.5 miles per gallon, and fuel was already on it wasn't up where it is now, but it was slowly going up. And I was watching my pays steadily going less and less and less for the same amount of miles because it's burning more and more fuel.
Yeah.
And then one day the check engine light came on that Kenworth. I took it in, had it fixed, put it up for sale. Done. Just got rid of it. I wasn't prepared. And then I went into the 2020, the Cascadia that I've got now. And so far, knock on wood, I've been lucky. I've been lucky. This truck has been this truck has been really good to me. It really has. The time I've owned this truck, I've lost I've owned it just over a year now, or almost a year now. And the time that I've owned this truck, I've lost 7 hours of downtime. I'm good with that in a year.
Yeah.
A year worth of it's cost me my total maintenance bill for repairs on the truck this year, for the year that I've owned this truck, is just over $4,000. That's the best I've ever done in my life.
Well, this truck, it's an 07. I got it. It was beaten up. The guy who had it before, he beat the hell out of it. I've been giving it TLC like you wouldn't believe, right?
Yeah.
I don't drive it hard. I even got my what do you call it? I got it governed at 75. I don't need to go faster,
Yeah.
So I'm doing that, but at the same time, it was running great up until these last 3.5 months. It all just caved in on me, and
I hear
I need this, I need that, I need whoa. And I was supposed to have this money saved, but at the same time, I'm trying to buy me a home. So I got my down payment for my house. It just sucked that out. I didn't get the house. I had to pick my truck.
Uh-huh.
I got a ranch there with no home yet. No, I don't even have my address yet. I can't park they don't let me park my truck there. They don't let me park a trailer there.
Yeah, I hear you. There's been many a time, and Darlene will pipe in and tell you, there's been many a time in our career, and I call it our career. I do the driving, but it's our trucking career, right? Mine and Dar's. There's been many a time, man, that once the truck was paid, the bills were paid, everything was paid. Brian didn't get paid.
Yeah.
Well, and you're experiencing that. We've all
like me. I've got 2 weeks. I'm like, oh wow.
Yeah. There's just not enough to go around. And again, I'm at the point now in my career where my kids are gone. Right. My kids some of the kids still live at home, but they're adults. I'm not paying for them anymore. So I don't have those stresses. I don't need to run, say, for example, like you do. I don't need to run that hard. I don't have to run, and I don't need to run out my 70 hours every week and stay out for 5 weeks at a time. And I'm kind of winding my career down now. I'm on the downside of the slope, kind of winding it down, And I've got this truck here. I'll run this truck probably till about this time next year. I'll sell this truck, and I've got one more truck in me, right? That's how I'm judging. That's how I'm judging my career. I've got one more truck in me, right? So we'll do one more truck, run that one for 3 years, and then hopefully, as long as we keep doing what we're doing and everything's good, I can get into some other ventures that I've got on the side going and everything, and I can put my attention to that and kind of walk out gracefully from trucking.
Yeah.
Not many guys or girls get to the end of their trucking career and get to walk out on their terms. Most of them are either pushed out, forced out, retired out, chucked out, kicked out on their ass, or they're still driving at 90 or 80 years old because they have to do, not because they want to.
Yeah.
So now that I've just spilled the beans and told you my entire future life story, I want $29.95 from Olia's, man. Jesus Christ. Jackknife TV, how are you, man? Glad you're here.
I've been spilling the beans a lot lately, so. But yeah, you said that cowgirls and cowboys don't leave saying goodbye, and
don't say goodbye, Dottie. You just say till next time.
Yeah.
We'll see you again.
That's me. So I guess I'm back.
You never left. You kid. You never left. You'd have to leave before you come back. And what'd you do? You made it down the end of the driveway? Come on, you came back. You're all good. You're all good.
And thing is, I've told that to so many people that they told me, I'm getting out of truck driving. I never want to do this. I'm eating my own words right now, because I told them, yeah, sure, you'll be back. Sure enough, they come back.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Okay, guys, you made me eat my words.
There's nothing wrong with eating your words once in a while. You're welcome.
I find the support that I need without having to go see a psychiatrist or something like that. And you guys are, I don't have, my family's turned on me. I have just a few family members that will talk to me, but I'm not going to dip into their lives. They got their little grandkids and stuff, but you guys are my family, and that's like, it means a lot to me to see these new names like, Danny, Miss Nevada Trucking stuff.
Yeah.
Truck Trails. But because we have a lot in common. And
yeah. There's not a thing. I don't give a shit when it comes to this industry. I don't care if you're, like I said earlier, if you're 65 or if you're 25. If you're a man, a woman, you're black, you're white, you're Chinese, I don't care. We've all got one common interest, or we've all got one thing in common. It's what we do for a living and how we all deal with it and work it and deal with it. We're all the same. We're all the same. And if you're having a hard time, we help you. If I'm having a hard time, you help me. If Dollars is having a hard time, we help him. It's the way it should. It's the way it should be. And it's funny because Dottie, you can understand this. 25 years ago in the trucking industry, 25 years ago in the trucking industry, we'd help each other like that.
Yeah,
like that. If I broke down on the side of the road, I'd get 25 calls on that CB. Exactly. I'd get 25 calls on that CB of guys going by going, hey, dude, are you okay? Do you need help? What's the problem? Blah, 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 blah. Right now, if I broke down on I-90, anywhere on I-90, 75, fucking 80, it doesn't matter. That radio wouldn't chirp once. Not once.
I know.
Back in the day, it was a lot different back then. The brotherhood, and I use the word brotherhood, but the women are involved in that, are included in that. The trucking brotherhood was a lot stronger back then. There was a true brotherhood. We looked out for each other. We had each other's backs. Nowadays, we don't have that so much. The generation here now is a me generation. What's in it for me? Never mind what's in it to help you. What's in it for me?
Well, like when I started driving and you started driving. I don't know how long you've been driving, Clint, but when I got out here, we didn't have showers, and there's a paper map and stuff. That was the most difficult thing because I'd get in some of these trucks that, I had to because they weren't mine. I was a company driver, but I was over the road.
Yeah.
And they stunk. Like, oh my goodness, God, how does this guy live? Being out on the road, I learned because there's no showers out here. We had to get a hotel.
Yeah.
We didn't have money to always go to hotel to hotel.
Yeah. Dottie, I've showered out in the rain. Stood there in my underwear in a hard rain, like down south on a warm day, and you get a nice hard rain. I grabbed my bar of soap and I've stood out beside the back end of my trailer on the grass and had a shower.
Well, don't tell nobody, but I shower in my trailer.
Well, there you go.
Water falls, it falls wherever, it's just gonna run off.
There you go.
Summertime.
We've done it, man. We've done it. I've noticed that growing a business in trucking is either you're all in or you're not. You have to expand as fast as you can when times are good and then keep the debt in check. Absolutely, Jackknife. Absolutely, brother. Absolutely true. That's the long version of it. The short version of it is make it while you can, put it in the bank for a rainy day. That's the short version right there. When times are good, you run, and that's one thing, especially in flatbedding, because Dottie, I did that for 14, 15 years.
All I ever do.
Well, there you go. So as well as I do, Dollars, that a lot of our work is seasonal, right? We run like hell, spring, summer, and fall, but in the winter, we generally slow down unless you've got contracts, right? But if you're running spot market or if you're running off the load boards, usually the end of November, we slow down in flatbed, and it's like that until, middle of February, beginning of March, when we start to wind back up again. So I know for a fact that from, the beginning of March until November, I would have to run balls to the wall, right? And make as much as I can, because I know that come November, December, and January, those are slow months for me. February there's 4 months that are slow times for me. I better have some money in the bank to carry me.
Yeah, well, I hope everything, turns out for the good this next few weeks with these elections going on. Because if not, you're going to see my Harley up for sale, and that's the reason why I bought it. Because I didn't buy it to ride it. I bought it just to have that extra ace up my sleeve.
Yeah.
And so you might be seeing, who knows? I hope not, but.
What year is it again?
2014.
What is it? Did you say it was an FLH?
No, it's a 2072 Sportster.
Oh, I can't fit on a Sportster.
Yeah,
they're too small for me. I get on a Sportster and my knees, I'm like this. My knees are like way too high. I look like a great big fucking monkey hanging onto a bike with a Sportster.
Have you taken it to Sturgis?
Dar would love it.
Well, Dar would love it, but I think if I'm getting my next bike is I'm probably going to get as embarrassing as this is, I don't even know if I'm going to go with Harley. I think I might go with I might find, you can get them right now fairly cheap. Suzuki makes a Boulevard. You can get them in 1300 and 1900 or 1800 cc's, the C and the M, and they are stellar bikes for long distance cruising and for nice riding. I love those the Boulevards. Oh, you're making me cry. Yeah, that's a beautiful bike, but I would look like I'd look like an ape hanging onto it. They're too small for me. Like I'm 6'2.5", right? So they're just not built, and I got long legs.
Yeah,
so,
and I even had it lowered because I'm small.
Yeah, well, that was no good for me. So unfortunately, I can't buy it. Maybe Chicken Hawk will get it from you.
Or Jackknife, or
Jackknife can get it. Somebody will get it. He likes the Indian Scouts, and you know what? So do I. I just don't like the price tag on them, bro. Yeah.
Jackknife likes the Indians. I was gonna.
He likes the Indian Scouts.
Those are too big for me. I couldn't ride it, but I don't want to sell it. But like I said, that's my ace I have up my sleeve. I could do.
Chicken Hawk says he put his body up for once. Well, he put his body up for sale once. He didn't make a dime. Well, bro, maybe your price was too high if you were asking for a dime. Should have shot for the nickel.
Well, guys, I'm going to have to get off of here because I got to go check on my daughter.
All right, brother. Hey, you know what? Thanks for stopping in.
All right, man. Y'all be good now.
All right. Talk to you later.
All right, later.
What else we got? Let's see. Uncomfortable's got a burning. I don't know what the hell this. There's a conversation going on in here. A dime sounds too high. Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
2 cents. I love Chicken Hawk. I'm sorry.
So do I. The guy's the shit. He really is. Yeah. My first bike was $250 '84 Honda Magnum 1100 shaft drive. How'd you like that shaft drive, dude? I've never owned one. I've driven a few. And I know that if that shaft is not pinpoint perfect, it's going to vibrate the balls right off of you.
My first bike was a 350 Honda that I bought for $1. I paid $1 for it. And I was surprised but it was a nice bike.
Oh, no kidding. Oh. What was my first bike? My first bike was a YZ2. It was a crotch rocket. It was a Yamaha. Was it a YZ or what was it called? Oh Christ! Like we're talking like mid '80s here. A YZ 250, something like that. It was a crotch rocket, a two-stroke little launch. It was just launch with the little two-stroke engine, 250 in it or 350 in it. Nice little bike, but nothing fabulous. And then I got into the cruisers. I've always been a cruiser. Once you've got one and you ride it, there's nothing like it. If my back could sustain, now I might go with a soft tail. If I can get a really good soft tail, and I can take the bushing and the pin out of it and adjust it, and soften it up even a little more with a dampener, I can probably ride again. But because of my back issues, we're a little, like I say I mean me and Dar, I'm a little leery about riding motorcycles because my back can't take the jolt. You know, my lower back, I can't take that. You know, I can't take that.
I can't really ride it.
If I can find a bike, and I've yet to find one, I think I'm going to. I would take a chance and get another bike and ride again, but right now, until I have the surgeries and I'm mended, or I can find the bike that I want that would be soft enough to ride, because I'm not about to go buy a soft tail and then put a whoopee cushion on the seat, the big fucking get the nice big beautiful leather pan seat and then put a whoopee cushion on it so to protect my bum or something. I'm not doing that. So
yeah, that's just
I might get on it one day again.
You had a lot of people on earlier when I got on. I was like, wow, there's a lot of people going on.
I think we were over 60 at one point. We got 39 in here right now. What is this? Gun term. The new Softails have adjustable shocks on them. Yeah, I know they do. But it's still, I don't think it's enough. I know that with the new Softails, you can actually have an adjustment done and have a dampener put in, so it's even soften it up even more, or it'll be a little more reflective when it hits the bumps, and it'll absorb it a little more, and it doesn't send that shock. Because even on Softails, it's still you'll take a shock. Like, for example, my brother had one of those Boulevards, and while I was out in Calgary, like, I took it for a spin, gorgeous bike, beautiful bike, comfortable bike. But, you hit one thing the wrong way, even on that Japanese bike, it was like, kagunk, and I was like, ugh. Yeah, exactly. So I can't take that chance because one little injury like that is going to take me out of the truck.
That's why I don't drive it.
So I got to be careful. Eventually, I'm not going to say never again, but eventually, maybe one day I will. I will eventually. I miss it. I miss riding a motorcycle. I miss doing it. But yeah, one day. Not today though. Not today. Okay, didn't know you could do more to the shock on those. I spoiled myself ages ago on an Ultra Classic. Yeah, now with back issues, don't think I will ride anything else. Yeah, you better have something really soft, man. You better have something really soft. What I would honestly like to do, as I get older and maybe into my retirement, I might go back to building bikes again or working on bikes again. We used to do a lot of it when we were younger, in my younger day. Nowadays, I wouldn't know how to work on any of the new bikes. It's like the new trucks.
Yeah.
You give me your Cat engine or my old 60 series Detroit. I can open that up and I know what I'm looking at. I open up the hood on my truck right now and that DD15. I don't have a clue what the hell I'm looking at. I know there's an engine block in there and I can see the turbo, but between the sensors, the wires, all the programming and all the shit, I don't have a clue what it is. I'm the same with the old motorcycles. You give me all the Harleys, the Hondas, the Yamahas, the Suzukis, from say 1980 to 95. I'm good. Those bikes I can work on and I know my way around. Anything other than that? Oh.
Yeah, you got to be a technician, like they said earlier.
Yeah.
Who said it? You got to be a technician now. With school.
All the new bikes, Dotties, have ECMs on them. Right? All the new bikes, they have ECMs on them. You take them into Harley. You go buy a 2023 Harley Davidson. Say you go buy a top of the line Heritage Softail or something. Something happens to that. You take it into the shop. They plug it into a computer just like they do to your truck. Right? The goddamn thing is computerized.
Yeah.
No, I don't have a clue. I wouldn't know what to do with that. Are you kidding? I'm way out of my league with that kind of stuff.
We're old schoolers. What do we know, right?
Oh, you know what? As I said in a live, I think last week there, when I was talking last week, is, you know what? I don't want the world to stop. I just want it to slow down a bit.
Yeah, I remember.
We're progressing too quickly. Technology, whatever, life in general. People are moving at too fast a speed and they're missing too much. They need to slow down and take a look around and enjoy their lives. And I'm one of those people that feels that way. I'm not necessarily asking the world to stop so I can get off. I don't need that. I just want it to slow down a bit. I don't want to be dragged into the century kicking and screaming. I'd like to go in at my own pace. I really would.
I don't know what it's going to be like for the generations behind us. I see it something scary.
I'm frightened, and you know what the thing is? What frightens me more is I look at, and I'm going to use my children as an example, right? My oldest daughter is 30, or she'll be 31 next month. My youngest daughter is 20, so there's 5 kids with a 10-year gap between them, and I watch them, and I watch what's going on in the world around me, and they don't even see it. Because it's part of their world. They don't see what's going on around them. They don't see the technology, and their lives are being run on algorithms and computers and all of that stuff. And that this little device right here, this isn't a phone. This is a computer that has a phone on it, right? That's what that is. And their reliance upon the technology is almost scary. And like years from now, when you and I are dead and gone and buried, what the hell condition are they going to be in? Because I don't think they're going to be okay. I'm afraid for them.
Well, like when I was growing up, right? Because I had 3 uncles that were in a ranch, right? And I used to go and, horses, cows, chickens, pigs, and fields of beans, canes, and corn. Well, what my uncle did, one of my uncles, he had, the old tractors, with the tires like that in the front.
Yeah. Yeah.
Those were the tractors of the day. But what he did, he made himself these sleds so that they would fit on a row, right? Like one on this side and then one on that side.
Yeah.
And 2 people sat on them so they could steer them and, plow the dirt. Well, we did that when we were kids, and there's a big tire there that all we did was eat dust for weeks.
Yeah.
Literally eat the dust. Like that is unheard of today. That is, and that's in the farming industry. Now I see these videos and stuff, and I meet these farmers. They got this big old machine there. Like, I wish we had that when I was a kid.
Do you know that farmers today can plow or can harvest an entire field, and it's done by GPS?
Really? I didn't know
they don't even those combines, those big combines now, they almost don't even have to drive them. They drive themselves, and it's all done by GPS. The field is laid out by GPS on a grid, and the machine just goes back and forth the way it, that they are so precise. The rows are so everything is done. It's incredible.
That's crazy.
It's incredible. It really is.
That would have been a dream for my uncle. He passed away a long time ago. But
what's even funnier is think about this. When we were kids, my mom and dad would, we'd get up on the weekend or whatever, and my mom and dad would go, all right, go on out and play. And we would go out and play. We'd leave the house and we'd go out and play. Those kids now, like let's say 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 years old, they're not outside playing. They're sitting in their basements like this.
Yeah.
Or they're sitting there with their PlayStations like this with headsets on, talking to each other. Nobody does any physical contact or physical playing, or, you don't go, okay, let's go call on Tommy. We're going to go call on Bobby, and then we're all going to go play this, or we're going to go do that, or we're going to play hide and seek. We're going to do, nobody does that shit anymore.
No.
Everybody's on a device. Everybody's wired in.
Yeah, we used to play with the chickens.
We used to play with frogs, right? We'd be out playing with frogs, great big goddamn freaking bullfrogs, right? We'd be out playing with frogs, catching mice, doing all that kind of shit, man. None of that today. There's none of that today. And it worries me.
It does. It really, I'm thinking, how far is it going to go? With the jobs that, so many jobs. Some people say, well, yeah, it's more convenient. At the same time, it's convenient, but in 10 years down the road, that job isn't even going to exist.
Yes.
For that person to go and work, because
you're right.
It's just like
they're making it too convenient, Dottie. They're making it too convenient. We as a humanity or as a species are going to convenience ourselves out of existence.
Yeah, I heard that rant the other morning.
Well, exactly, because what are you gonna do? Eventually we won't have a job. We won't have anything to do because technology and algorithms and everything like that are going to take over everything. So that what? Let's all go to Dottie's property. Okay, we're standing around Dottie's property. What are we going to do? Well, there's nothing to do. Okay, let's go see what Bobby's doing. Like, fucking what? Right? What? I don't know. I had a creek behind my old home, and I would catch frogs and play with tadpoles. I'm right there. We used to catch tadpoles and bring them home, right, and put them in the aquariums and put them in the, and next thing you know, you had frogs, and we used to do that shit. My kids don't. Although I'm very fortunate, I've got a couple of kids that do enjoy gardening, like growing food. Like my daughter Brianna, she grew along the back of property. We had like hot peppers, green peppers, tomatoes. You know, so I was really pleased to see that she's embracing that. You know, when we've got the property to do it, so I got no problem with that. That's great. You know.
You know what my cousin used to do? He used to, because he was like you guys, frogs and stuff. Like, I never liked that stuff. I still don't. He tried cooking a frog. He put a big old bullfrog. He put it in a skillet, and the frog's jumping up and down, and he's holding it with a skillet.
Oh my God, that's mean. Donnie, that's mean.
That's mean. And then also, what he would do is, my cousins, Darla and my Aunt Lena, which I'm named after, they were, because my cousin Darla, she was little, right?
Yeah, yeah.
But my Aunt Lena was, you know, like my mom's age, degenerate. And they were playing, like with a little tea set. They were playing, and they went and poured the tea, where little tadpoles came out in the tea. Because my cousin Billy's screwing around putting.
Yeah.
Here they are drinking, and you know they find little tadpoles
Well,
swimming.
we used to dare each other, right, to drink a glass of water with tadpoles in it, right? So whoever would chicken out, right? I know it's kind of gross, but you know there'd be a couple of tadpoles and there'd be a couple of glasses. We'd have those little tiny, like they're solo cups, but they're the little ones. And they'd be clear, and there'd be some water in there with some tadpoles, and oh yeah, I dare you to drink that, and oh yeah, whatever. So yeah, we drink them and goof around like that. But Mr. B's is absolutely right. This was the neighborhood that I grew up in, right? If you wanted to know where all your friends were, look for the lawn that had all the bikes sitting on it, right? That knew where everybody was, right? They're all over at Sean's place. Okay, let's go over to Sean's house. And sure as shit, everybody be hanging out in Sean's backyard, and we'd be doing whatever. Wherever the bikes were, that's whose property everybody was playing on that day. Nowadays, try find a kid riding a bike.
I know.
Forget it.
If they do, it's a real expensive one.
Well, yeah, exactly. You know, we all got I never got a new bike. We all got secondhand bicycles, or we stole them. Did I say that? Yeah, but
This is another thing that me and my cousins used to do. My cousins. Because there was a bar. This was in my neighborhood, right? Where we used to live. We didn't live out in the ranch, but my uncles did. But we lived in Albuquerque in a really pretty poor neighborhood. And there was a bar at the corner. So there was always drunks walking around. We used to call them drunks when we were kids. You know, they were drunks.
Yeah.
Well, we would always find these little shot bottles, you know, like a vodka or JD or something, you know.
Yeah. The little airplane bottles.
Well, my cousin, like I said, my cousin Billy and my cousin Frankie and Toby and all my other cousins like that, they would pee in the bottle, put the cap on it, and then go and put it at the corner. And, you know, we'd all sit and just watch some drunk come in and take a big swig.
Oh, that's mean. You guys, I don't know where the hell you grew up. But that is, that's just bad, man. Come on.
Things we used to do when we were kids. Remember, I grew up in a ranch. So.
Yeah. Oh, wow. My friends would walk. You know what? That was the other thing. Mrs. Nevada, we walked everywhere, right? If we had bicycles, we'd ride our bikes. But if you didn't have a bicycle, you walked.
Yep.
Right. I didn't own a car till I was 16. You know, when I was 16, I was fortunate that I was able to have a set of wheels. Now it was basically, you know, four wheels and a motor, and it was a piece of crap. But up until that point where we lived, you know, we had to walk to school. No, we didn't have school buses. Now that's not that they didn't exist back then. They did, but we didn't have school buses. You had to live more than 2 miles from the school before you got a school bus. Well, our house from where all, like when we went to primary school, then to middle school, then to high school, where my house, where my parents lived, we were always within that 2 miles. So my brother and I always had to walk to school. My mom didn't drive us to school. My dad didn't drive us to school. You know, the other parents didn't, you know, we'd all meet at the end of the street and we'd all walk to school. And that's just the way it was. Or in the summertime, if you had bikes, if whoever had a bike, we'd ride our bikes to school type deal. Nowadays, no, everybody's either getting bused. Jesus Christ, there's kids at school taking Ubers. Taking a fucking Uber to school. Who takes an Uber to school?
I never heard of that.
Who put their kid in a taxi? You know, that they'll call a taxi and have the taxi come pick up the kid and take the kid to school. Are you crazy?
How lazy.
My mother would kick us out the door. You're late for school. It's going to take you 45 minutes to walk to school. You better get your ass in gear, because if I find out you're late, then you're going to get an ass ripping when you get home. Go, you know. Nowadays, no.
Yeah.
There you go, Danny. I hear you. Got my first car at 18. I walked everywhere. So did we. We walked or rode our bikes. Yeah. You know, exactly. Truckers Anonymous. You know, it's the old saying. I walked to school. It was 2 miles both. It was 2 miles. It was uphill both ways, and it was always minus 20. That was us. Uphill both. We were barefoot. You know, we always had to wear shorts even in December. Yeah. But you know what, guys? I am going to call this a night. Dottie, I gotta get up early and get out of here in the morning. So I still gotta get a couple things. I gotta get the truck packed and get some shit done before I go to bed tonight. So I'm gonna shut this down. You guys have been awesome. Dottie, again, send us your address, because Dar put it up there. You don't have to buy a shirt off me. You sent me that picture, that piece of art. So I'll just make it a fair trade to you. You sent me the picture. I'll send you the shirt. Okay.
Okay. Whatever.
Okay. There you go. So make sure you email Dar or email and send us the address, and we'll make sure you're not going to get this one. I'll give you a new one. Okay.
Okay.
All right.
I want to thank you and Dar and everybody that's watched and supports me. And, you know, you guys are my family. And
no problem. I hope you don't mind, but Dar put your link up to your channel. She put it up in the chat here. So a couple more people might go take a look.
We'll see you later, Brian.
Okay, we'll talk to you later. You be safe, okay? Here you go, guys and gals. We've got Dottie. All right, so I'm going to take my hat, my pink shirt, and I'm going to get the hell out of here. Mr. Bees, thanks for popping in. Bill, thanks for being in here. And guys, you guys just have a good night. Be safe. Thanks for being here, and we will talk to you later. We covered some really good shit tonight. I think myself personally, this was a really good night. We had some good conversation. We touched on things that we don't usually talk about in this industry. Not even in this industry, just in general. Things don't get talked about that we were talking about tonight, and I think it was really good. And I appreciate everybody's input. There was a lot of good support in here. You guys threw the comments, and you guys were tearing it up. And even though I was talking and I wasn't really, I'm trying to talk, but I was carrying the comments and watching what you guys were saying. So, you know what? I appreciate that, and I thank you for supporting Dottie. I appreciate that as well. So with that, I am going to say good night and fuck off. Bye.